Hello everybody, we're back with our second episode of Embers of Autumn, but we have some announcements to get through first. First and foremost, our charity of choice on the Mimics and Monstrosities channel is Color of Change, and we're still raising money for that charity, so you can find the donation link in the chat and in all of our VODs and on our podcast stuff. You can find the links on all your podcast apps that you listen to us on. We have a Patreon, so if you join our Patreon, at the $3 tier every month, you can get some adventures to put into your home games and some dungeons. And they're all designed to be drag and drop, so they're not based on any setting. You can just drop them in anywhere you want.
Dungeons and drag and drop.
That's right.
Drag and drop dungeons.
That's right. Oh, that's actually a good. Anyways, it's got to be taken somewhere. But April's is the Spawning Nests. It is a slod-based adventure inspired off of the Alien movies. Next month's adventure is in the preliminary design phase. I don't know what it's going to be, but it might tie into the Ravenloft setting book coming out next month. Anyways, that's it for announcements. Our schedule is up on our Twitch channel. You can check it out. We finally got back to Soldiers of the Lich Queen this week. We'll see if we're back at it next week.
And what happened?
I died again.
Yeah, you did.
2 sessions
I
in a
had
row.
choice words.
2 sessions in a row.
I freaked out.
I know how that feels.
But
welcome to the 2 Death Club, Justin.
But yeah, channel's got all of our schedule stuff, just in case things aren't going on. Which brings me to what happened last time. New campaign. Characters got introduced at a harvest festival. People hung out at said harvest festival, did little activities around the harvest festival, kind of hung out, did their own thing, ate turkey legs, played darts, or threw daggers, ate a lot of food, and eventually, during the dessert portion of the feast, and the greater feast portion, there was a poisoning at the table adjacent, and some nobles died. And since you all were seen talking to and sat at the same table of the suspect, we're all taken into Crown's Guard custody to answer a few questions. But it turns out they asked you to instead go to the Trask Meadery and investigate the situation, as the Crown's Guard were too busy protecting the Queen And I forgot to mention the guard that came to get you all was just a normal guard and not a Crown's guard because the Crown's guard are too busy. And you all were taken outside of the city to mount said investigation at the Trask Meadery. Walked the a couple miles or so to the Trask Meadery outside of the city. Talked to some horses. Slept around back after investigating the water wheel and the water system. And headed into the meadery to start the investigation proper. Discovered that the pumpkin mead barrels were definitely infected, especially the ones in the tasting area, with Druck finding some mold floating around in a glass. And you all checked out the kitchen to find it being, fine. The office, fine. And descended into the basement of the meadery where they brew everything, the brewing room, if you will, and found the pumpkin mead mixing barrel, storage barrel, to be cracked with strange mold kind of growing on the base of it, and mold growing on the inside of it, but as well as a handmade tunnel underneath said barrel. You investigated the inside of the barrel, poked the mold that was floating around in it, causing some employees of the Trask Meadery to come wandering out of the darkness covered in mold spores. They were dealt with, and you all ventured into this tunnel, as noticing footprints in said tunnel, heading to the west. And that is where we're going to pick up, with you all walking through this tunnel. To remind everybody, this tunnel is a tight fit for two of you, specifically Druck and Dax. The marching order is Quoin, Druck, Ven, Kenna, and Dax. The tunnel is 6 feet tall, 5 feet wide, and is dark, but I believe someone has a light source. I don't remember. Coin's
We
head.
lit up Coin's helmet.
Right. So
I am the brightest little lighthouse.
So yeah, at the bottom of this hole, you all can see footprints in the dirt and dust from the worked stone, and are currently headed west. You cannot see the end of this tunnel, so it appears quite long.
I don't like confined places much.
Seem like scrape the sides and the top.
Can you make it through walking like you're some sort of crab? Does that work for you?
Still too short.
That seems very hard. How's everyone else? How are you doing?
I mean, I'm pretty good.
It's a little tight for me, but I can slouch.
I can also make myself smaller if I feel like it.
Ooh, that sounds like a handy trick.
Yeah, it could be.
All of you were surprisingly competent.
What do you mean, surprisingly?
Yeah, that was sort of a what they call it, a backdoor compliment. Like there's it was hidden, is a sort of a backdoor sort of jab. Like, oh, I'm saying something super nice, but there's sort of an edge to it. Like, like something sharp inside something soft.
I think you mean a backhanded compliment.
Oh, yes, the backdoor anger that comes when you knock on someone's face, but you really are meaning to jab them in the back with a stick. Yes.
I think a backdoor jab is something else entirely.
There's sort of potatoes and potatoes to me.
Regardless, most other groups that I've traveled with didn't fare well.
You've traveled with more than one group?
Yes, I've been a guide for many starting out adventurers that are, you could say, a bit too anxious.
Sounds exciting's not the right word. Dangerous, I guess.
Well,
I'm,
not
I for one-
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I'm just very glad for your field experience. Then I have next to none, so I'm very new at this.
You were smart to stay back.
Yes, that's why I'm in the middle.
Yes. In that last battle, all of you did well. You very well, Quoin.
Well, when you have the right, when the training.
Well,
Yeah.
you seem to struggle a bit. But there seems to be a lot of potential.
I didn't know I was going to be judged on my performance. I will.
No, your sword just seems big.
Oh, cool! We tell each other things that we are look like they're hard about each other's lives, and then that makes us closer.
No,
Your arms are very long, and it makes you hard to fit in tunnels. That seems like a deficit to you, similar to my sword.
can I switch places with someone?
Oh, did I do this? Was it wrong? Oh no!
I mean, typically you don't want to point out a new potential friend's faults. Not that I'm the greatest at socialization, but that's a pretty general social rule. And yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
believe, Quoin, if I may. I believe that Druck was expressing concern for you.
Oh, I hear what you're saying now, but what I had seemed to think was that you were pointing out something I'm trying to take care of.
I didn't know that.
Yep, we're both learning about each other right now.
Oh, are you? So you're trying to address the sword length issue?
Yep. The sword it's too much sword for me.
Oh,
You could get, a better sword or like a shorter sword.
There's not one sword that fits all. That's what I've learned.
No, of course not. No.
No, the sword, much like the armor, was not made for me.
Can't imagine there would be, a lot of stock in armor and weaponry of folk your size. But, your size does have its advantages. Getting into small places.
Yeah, I can do calisthenics right now. I have no problem. I have full range of motion. Where
do a little bit of
it seems like
bit of yoga.
a couple of you could not even do Pilates in here.
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's like doing the high knees. Like kinetic warm-ups.
The high knee?
Yes,
No, like-
that's a good point. Imagine it's if you can hold your butt cheeks together and then move around a lot. That's sort of Pilates in a nutshell.
Why would I want to hold my butt cheeks together and move around a lot?
Because it makes your butt cheeks look amazing. They look, and that's I've heard lots of people, they're not mad when your butt cheeks look amazing. That's what I've heard.
Anyway, being small is useful in this environment.
I'm also at the perfect height to, kind of know about people's butts, and I can tell you, I know who does Pilates. I can tell. I know who's really keeping it tight.
And that does a lunge step as they walk. Just a deep lunge and gets back
I
up
ass-
and starts walking as normal.
I
But,
assume
you
we're
know-
we're walking along.
Yeah, yeah.
Dax is behind Kenna, so like you kind of hold up Dax with your lunge.
So there's a sort of murderous.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, there's a
no
murderer on the
yeah.
loose.
Should perhaps either exonerate or condemn a man. That's sort of a thing we should probably be considering.
Question
Yeah.
about the brewery area.
Yeah.
All of that stuff seemed really obvious to all of us, but did it look like it had been done recently?
You couldn't tell.
Okay, because like
this doesn't look good for the brewmaster. All of that looked pretty obvious, no?
It does look like it came from at least someone who worked at the brewery for a
But-
decent amount of time.
But I mean, they they took that mead and bottled it, looking like that.
It did take you a really good investigation check to see it float
Yeah.
in it, though.
well, let's just say Drug doesn't know that. Seemed really obvious to him.
Yeah, you'd think they noticed like a giant pile of, floating zombie halflings in their, fermentation pot. Or, in the walls.
Yes. Not good.
After about an hour, you guys are still walking west.
Whoa! This is a long tunnel.
Still no end in sight.
Can I
And the
try to
footprints,
feel...
are still going west.
Okay. Can I try to, feel in the air if there's any sort of draft coming from ahead?
Nope.
Nothing? Absolutely nothing? Cool.
Drug's gonna look behind him.
You see Ven, Kenna, and Dax.
Scooch.
It's really hard to scooch.
Yeah.
Nothing behind you. Still the tunnel.
Okay.
Strange.
So it's currently 10 p.m.
This is quite the tunnel.
Must have taken years to make.
Probably a handful of months.
Well,
With
there
some
are
good dynamite.
certain creatures or magic could make this potentially quicker.
Any sign of magic, then?
I could. Can I find out? Hang on.
Someone can make me a. Let's just say this is gonna be a fun one. If anyone wants to figure out how long it might take to make a tunnel, you could give me a survival check.
Ooh,
Alright.
I'm good at survival.
Alright, cool.
I don't have detect magic, so
Not super good. 14?
Okay. Did anybody else roll?
I got a 13.
Okay. What Dax get?
Dirty 20.
Okay. You can excavate roughly 3 meters in a 24-hour period.
oh,
Truck.
So
is that per person?
that's probably one person.
Okay.
I don't think the year is a good estimate. More like 3 meters in a solar day. Really depends how fast they're going. Dax just like looking around
Yeah,
at
if someone works 24 hours a day, it would take about 174 days, just under a year, under half a year. But this world isn't 365 days,
That's right. That's right.
so it's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, and it also depends how many people helped.
Well, if a mile is 5 tomatoes, and
What?
a meter is 5 tomatoes, 5280, 5 tomatoes. You get it?
That's how many feet are in a mile.
Yeah, that's how many feet. And a meter is roughly 1.5 feet. So this
Wait, no,
is
it isn't.
Never said they were good at math.
What American magic is this shit?
What American.
Like,
Regardless, you've been walking for an hour in a tunnel that is underneath the brewery.
And it's just
I
doing
don't think it's
galaxy
underneath the
brain
brewery
trying to do
anymore.
the math.
Oh, you're definitely not under the brewery anymore. Yeah.
You guys are starting to catch a lot of sweat smell coming from Druck because he's not liking this confined space.
Nah.
Another hour passes.
I'm gonna wild. I don't want to do it too soon though, and waste a wild shape though. What?
Where
Can
do you
I?
think this is going?
I mean, the lake, maybe.
Have you
It
been
could-
able to tell if it's magic?
I mean, I think it was based on what Dak said. It's probably just dug by a bunch of workers over the course of a year or so.
Yeah, the walls look rough and like they're handmade.
Yeah.
That looks like another point for foul play
Yeah.
by the brewer.
Could I tell by the density of the rock about how deep we are below the surface?
About 20 feet. Because that's how far you guys went down
Alright.
the little
Oh,
handmade. It's only like 20 feet.
but we haven't had any slight inclines or declines.
Not that you've noticed, no.
All right.
well, Druck, personal experience, those who feel slighted against you would do many things to bring you down. So maybe this isn't supposed to be obvious. It looks obvious.
No evidence yet, but fair theory.
Justin, quick question.
Yeah.
Is it at all possible to tell which direction the tunnel was dug? Like, if we're going in the direction of the diggers, if we're going against the direction of the diggers?
You're going against the direction of the diggers, so they dug to the east.
Okay, so so the tunnel did not originate from the brewery; it was dug to the brewery. Okay, so that's a point in the brewers. So then I'll say, it does appear that this tunnel was dug in the opposite direction we're going. So that seems to be a point in the favor of the brewer potentially, since if this tunnel was his for whatever foul play, it would make the most sense to begin it at his brewery, not this appears to be some sort of intruder within his establishment.
Yeah, that certainly goes in the column of not guilty. So there's sort of a new sort of appreciation that we have for Mr. The Ildar Trask.
Maybe we'll find a larger source of this mold that's perhaps been taken from the lake and implanted at the brewery.
This reminds me, I need to pull up my map.
Pardon me, Justin. Can I ask a question? So we've gone for 2 hours. Does the
At
poison?
this point, it's 3.
Thank you. The poison that happened from the mold explosions that both Drax and Quoin,
That'd be gone by now.
Dax and Quoin.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, as you keep walking, it does go into the 3rd hour. It is now 12 a.m.
Ooh.
Uh,
All right.
I'm used to sleeping
Yeah,
by now.
feels like it's getting late. Should we camp or should we push through the night, try to finish this as quickly as possible?
That would fuck up my sleep schedule.
You know, Druck, I know how that is, and it sucks.
it looks like it would be hard to sleep in this tunnel. But up ahead, you can see a collection. You can see what looks like to be a little, like a rather large alcove that's also been dug out into this tunnel up ahead, about 100 feet up ahead.
Also, if we were to sleep in this tunnel, it appears to be where the fungus monsters are coming from. I don't know that that would be the wisest course of action.
We haven't
I mean-
seen any fungus in the tunnels, have we?
Yeah.
Just at the
Not-
handhold place.
Yeah. I mean, they came out of the, fermentation tank
They came out of just
And
areas of the
in,
meadery.
like, from the meadery. They didn't really come from the tunnel.
Well, presumably if we're assuming that this tunnel is related to them and it was dug towards the meadery, then presumably they originated from the tunnel to get to the meadery.
I mean, I'm all for taking watch shifts
I mean,
if we're going to be paranoid.
It was just a fungus. So maybe someone brought it there and planted it.
We're also coming up to the sort of alcove up here. So if you could maybe turn me not into a lighthouse, just
Oh.
Kenna, if you could.
Yeah, I can turn that off for you and
Okay.
drop.
It gets real
Flame.
dark. It gets real dark down here.
I'm gonna do
Pitch-
produce flame.
Pitch black.
I'm gonna cast produce flame because it's a slightly smaller light
Okay.
source.
It is no longer pitch black. But yeah, you can see an alcove. At this point, the alcove is about 30 feet away.
Is the alcove? Maybe we could try to sneak into the alcove. Shall we? I don't know what.
Does anyone want to?
Everybody roll stealth checks.
I'm gonna cast guidance on Quoin.
Okay.
Probably a good call. Because I am rolling at disadvantage.
Yeah, so you can add a D4 to that check.
Druck, what'd you get?
16.
Okay. Ven.
6.
Dax.
10.
Okay. Kenna.
17.
Nice. And Coin.
10.
Okay.
I just want to say I miss having a plus 18 to stealth checks.
I bet you do.
I bet you do.
You sneak up to the alcove, and it's empty. Aside from a collection of 6 bedrolls covered in dust and dirt nestled into this alcove. You can tell people clearly rested here, and the footprints continue to the west. But there are 6 bedrolls, and it's a spacious enough alcove where 6 people could sleep.
And how many of the zombie halflings did we fight?
5.
5? Okay.
Ooh, what kind of clothing did they wear? Were they
I
wearing?
forgot to mention it. They were wearing. They looked like they were employees of the Trask Meadery.
Okay.
This is checkpoint.
And everyone give me investigation checks too.
Yeah. Ooh, gosh. You guys shouldn't rely on Druck's investigation.
What'd you get?
I'm gonna.
You already rolled it. What'd you get?
18.
Okay.
I rolled a 19 minus 1.
Okay.
Ironically, I rolled a 1 plus 3.
Okay.
Oh.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
14.
Dang. Everybody but Ven can ascertain that the bedrolls must have been left here a week ago based on the dust. Like it's only like a week's worth of dust. And it seems like it's probably a safe place to rest. Whoever put these bedrolls down haven't been here in a week.
I mean, it hasn't been disturbed for a week, so we can assume there isn't any fauna that travels this tunnel on a regular basis.
Seems reasonable.
Concerning. What was that? Then?
Oh, I said that seems reasonable.
But concerning.
I will
Has
take
the
first watch.
mould been growing for a week?
I'm not sure. But Dax, you said you'd be willing to stay up for first watch.
Yes, of course.
All right.
Oh yeah, no tiny hut, so people have to like.
Yeah. I guess, does anybody have any like torches they're willing to sacrifice so we could get like a little fire going?
Oh,
You probably think a fire down here would be a bad
That
idea.
would be bad.
That's
it's no chimney.
Yeah.
right.
TPK second episode.
Okay, everybody would be everyone would be suffocating.
Death
Carbon
via
monoxide.
carbon monoxide poisoning.
Not as warm, but I can use this lantern.
I'm gonna actually take a. Ven's gonna take out his wand and say, "Well, if we're setting up camp, I can add help with some defenses."
Yeah, anything to make sleeping easier.
Take out his wand and it'll go 10 feet down the tunnel in one direction, 10 feet down the tunnel in the other direction, and just be tracing his wand around the cavern walls, drawing a line on it. He's going to ritually cast Alarm.
Okay.
And I'm going to make it a, it's just mental. That's right. So yeah, I get a mental ping in my head that will wake me up if someone, oh no, I can I'm going to pick an audible alarm.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, there's just the ringing sound of a handbell will go off if anything, and I pick all of us to not set off the alarm.
Okay. And it's a ritual spell, so no spell slots.
Yep.
Alrighty.
I'd be willing to stay up for a second watch. Or, get up for a second watch.
Oh, if there's another watch, I can certainly take over for that watch.
Okay. One more person can do a watch.
I'm an early riser, so I'll take last watch.
All right, sounds good.
So we doing these in 2-hour shifts or 3-hour shifts or 4-hour shifts? There's so much resting for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 2-hour shifts.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Right.
So Dax. So it's going Dax, Quoin, Kenna, Druck.
Dax, Kenna, Coin Druck.
Okay.
Then,
Yes.
you said defenses. What will that do?
Oh, this is a simple spell, warding spell. It will produce the sound of a loud bell should anything that isn't one of the 5 of us cross the threshold I've drawn.
You see him just kind of like. He's like blowing his mind.
This is magic.
Whoa. That's useful.
Indeed, yes.
So the gears are just kind of like they're turning and then like catching, and it's like.
Excuse me, Dax.
Yes, Coin.
It's hard to stay up late, but here I have a piece of candy for you. The sugar should help you stay up late.
You see her take it, and you see her crack the smallest of like a half smile, and if you wouldn't, you blink and it's gone. She just says, "I appreciate this coin," and she eats it.
Quoin very specifically goes back to the wall, takes off the shield, puts it in front of him, takes off the sword, takes the small amount of food he has, just hugs it all, and goes back against the wall so that there's no corner. Just like hugs everything and tries to force himself to sleep.
Question for you specifically, Quoin. Are you wearing heavy armor? So are you taking it off for your rest?
I think it's medium armor. Let me see. Sorry, let me make sure.
Did you have disadvantage on a stealth check?
Oh yeah, no, it is heavy armor. Yeah, I did have disadvantage on that stealth check.
Yeah. I can't find the rules right now, but if you wear heavy armor at your sleep, you don't get something from your long rest. So would you be sleeping without your armor on?
I guess it'll take me an hour to shimmy that shit off, huh?
I think it only takes like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well then, yes. And I would fold it up and then also put that heavy shit in my lap.
Okay. If I find the rules, I'll let you know specifically, but I know there is rules about it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's a DIY weighted blanket.
Yeah, there you go. Just a bunch of metal. All right, so everyone's heading off to Sleepy Sleep Land.
Mm-hmm. Ken is just gonna prop one of the pillows behind Quoin's head to make him a little more comfortable, and then lay down across the way.
Okay. Xanathar's Guide to Everything. When you finish a long rest, which you sleep in medium or heavy armor, you regain only 1/4 of your spent hit dice. And you don't lose exhaustion if you sleep in medium or heavy armor. Cool. So never mind. Because I don't think you've spent any of those yet. But yeah, Dax, for your first 2 hours, what are you just sitting there in the little alcove?
As everybody is sleeping, just making sure everybody's asleep, she takes out this very small drum from her pack, and it's black, and on top of it there's an animal skin to make the top of the drum. And as she's watching, she's just kind of gently tapping on it, not loud enough to wake anybody up.
Okay.
And she's just kind of humming to herself.
Okay. Make a perception check.
She is way too into the
And there's no
drumming.
light sources, so anybody who doesn't have dark vision right now is disadvantage on your perception checks. Or actually, if I would be hearing-based perception checks, but any sight-based perception checks are at disadvantage, or they just automatically fail because it's pitch black. So if you don't have dark vision, your sight-based perception checks will automatically fail. But if it's a hearing-based perception check, yeah. So how are you actually doing this perception check?
She would be hearing, but she is just listening to the beat of her drum way too much because she rolled the nat 1.
Okay. All right. So your 2 hours passes uneventfully, bringing us to 2 in the morning.
And she puts the drum back in her bag, and she goes over to gently wake
Which
Kenna
means
up.
It's a new day too.
Kenna,
Mm-hmm.
my watch has ended.
You see
your shall
anything?
begin. No, it's quite hard to see anything down here, but I did not hear anything.
Right. Cool. Sounds good.
In order to wake Quoin up.
Yeah. Alright. You get some sleep.
Appreciated. And she goes and sits next to Quoin and puts her
okay.
back against the wall.
So this alcove looks like it was. So just so everyone can kind of get a mind's eye picture, this alcove was definitely for 6 halflings, but it's big enough where you all can still be comfortable. But the sleeping bed, the bed rolls are definitely halfling sized.
Okay.
All right. Do you have dark vision?
I do.
So are you doing a sight-based perception check or a hearing-based perception check?
I'll do sight.
Okay.
I'll do sight.
Perception check.
I'm also gonna cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my rubber ducky d20. Woohoo! Cool. Perception. 13.
13. There's a giant spider right in front of your face. And as you kind of blink and look, it's just a small spider that's just dangling down from its web in front of your face. So it made it look bigger.
Oh, well, hey there, little buddy. How you doing? And I'm gonna lift my finger up for it to land.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna let it land on me. I'm just gonna talk to it.
Okay.
I don't want to batten me. I'm gonna take like a scooch back, just like, how you doing? I know you can't talk back to me because
You have
forgot to.
You have a new wild shape though now because you saw a spider.
All right. Oh, and it's a new day. I can prepare new spells.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm preparing speak with animals.
Well, at the end of a long rest, you can prepare your spells.
Oh.
But you can do that. You can do that when you're not doing your watch. That way,
Okay.
everyone's doing it at once at the end of their long rest.
I'd kind of not seen a spider before.
I mean, if not before the game, now you do.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he gave me a long list of things. Let me.
Spiders was
double
not. I don't think spiders was one of them. Might have
I
been.
had a wolf spider, or like a giant wolf
Oh,
spider.
Yeah, this is just a normal spider. So now you can
Yeah.
wild shape into a tiny little spider.
I've never seen a regular sized spider before.
Yeah, you know, house spiders just never went inside the house in
But,
our. In...
Yeah, Nundial's like a really good city. That's your watch.
I made a new spider friend.
The spider eventually kind of just scurries away.
All right, bye, Josephine.
So that brings us to 4 a.m.
It just crawls into one of our mouths.
Hey, no, Josephine, get out,
Chomp. No, that brings us to our third watch, and then when this is happening, kind of you can do your spell stuff.
All right, cool. Hey, Quoin, wake up.
I didn't cast this spell.
No, you did not cast a spell. You were sleeping.
Nobody's woken up. Everyone's in a deep sleep.
Yeah. It's about time for your watch.
Okay.
Just to let you know, there are some spiders about. I named one of them Josephine. Just so you're aware, but I didn't see anything else.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. You want me to cast light on your helmet or something? Or you want to keep it kind of low key?
I will keep it low key, as you say. I will.
Right.
You got dark vision.
Yeah.
I can see in the dark. When there is no light, I can see.
I don't do sunlight sensitivity, so because it's kind of dumb. And I don't think player races should get disadvantages based on what they are. So yeah, I don't do sunlight sensitivity. So you're good. I thought I homebrewed that for your kobold, huh?
Oh, you did. I was more just panicking on how to say dark in Germanish.
Oh, okay.
Uncle.
Doc.
My
Cool.
Doc. All right. Well, look.
I get it now. I'm here in the future with you. I panicked.
All right. Quoin, you have a good watch. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
It is Dunkel.
I speak German, I know.
Oh man. Anyways, yeah, Quoin, your watch.
Then I must be exhausting to you.
Yeah, that's great. I'm loving it. I DM for Justin playing Hannibal.
Yeah.
There.
That's transitioned away from being German to being something entirely different.
It's close. It's a little close.
Uh,
Maybe Swiss.
Yeah, more Swiss, which is great. Are you doing a sight-based perception check or a hearing-based one? Doesn't matter because dark vision, but
Yeah, but I'm also at disadvantage anyway.
why?
My perception's at disadvantage, I think, because of the heavy armor.
No, that's from sunlight sensitivity. I don't know why it's still on your character sheet.
Oh.
Because I thought I homebrewed that out of there.
Oh, okay. Well then.
So just ignore that forever.
Oh, my pop screen. All right, perfect. I will erase that from my whiteboard. It was on there to remind me. Okay, I'm gonna, give it
Unless,
a look.
wait. Did we say it was disadvantage because your helmet keeps falling down?
I'm certainly into it if you want. I'm not
don't-
mad at it.
I know, it still says sunlight sensitivity, so yeah, just ignore it. Unless you want to keep it for your helmet. Up to you.
How about
I
I?
mean, he had to take all the armor off anyway, right?
True.
To do
No,
his
I put it back on in the first 10 minutes. I mean, maybe I'm trying to look and put my armor on at the same time, and
It's up
that's
to
why.
you.
Sure, let's flavor a disadvantage, friends.
Okay, your helmet.
Let's go nuts.
All right, go for it.
Dice tell a story.
Bunk.
Okay. Oh, so that's 11.
Okay. Your watch is also uneventful.
A knight of Bahamut is patient, takes care of people who are smaller than he is. He takes care of people who are larger than he is, who might have a limp or some sort of, impairment that would make them not as strong as a very strong knight of Bahamut is.
I can't get over Bahamut.
I don't know what language that accent is, but it's my favorite word to say.
Bahamut.
Really building the accent all around that one word.
It's great. But yeah, that's your watch. Uneventful. Nothing happens.
So I guess I roll over to Druck, right?
Yeah, he's just a ball of fur curled up.
Good morning, very tall fur man. Wake up, the sun is rising. There are flower sounds and flower smells for a pleasant morning.
Druck opens his eyes, picks his head up, and sees that Quoin is talking to where his butt is.
Oh, excuse me. You might think because of my affinity for butts I was doing that on purpose, but I'm sorry, you're a new friend to me and I did not understand that was not your head.
I'm fluffy. It's dark. It's okay.
You are a circle of fur.
Anything happen?
Nothing that I saw. No, there was no one stirring.
Alright, get rest.
Yes, I will. So then take the 10 minutes to shimmy the armor off.
Alright. Sight-based or hearing-based?
Can I do both or no?
Nope.
I mean, I don't have disadvantages with either.
Gotta choose one.
I'll do sight.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm just going to be extremely alert. And my eyes are my babies.
Perception check. So this would it'd be 8 a.m. now. Yeah.
25.
It just sounded like. I'm just joking. Nobody farted.
Yeah,
Nothing happens.
it was Druck.
One of the
you hear
spikes
you hear
about
yeah you hear your own fart.
Barking spider. Yes.
But yeah, again, nothing happens. Bringing it to 10 a.m. Everybody gets the benefits of a long rest.
Oh, wouldn't it have been 8
Nope.
since we started sleeping at 12?
10. Let's do 10.
Oh, okay.
Right, it'd be 8. Yeah, never mind.
Either one works. I mean,
8 a.m. Everybody gets the benefits of a long rest.
they're still serving continental breakfast, right?
Yeah, man.
There are bugs kind of crawling all over the floor at this point, like getting back into their like little crevices.
Josephine, are these your friends?
No, these ones are good.
That was Bernadette!
Tastes like a Bernadette.
You now have a centipede as your another wild shape.
Sick.
Just a normal centipede.
Cool.
I don't know if they're actually. I think there's giant centipedes, but
Might just be giant centipedes,
Nope.
but it could have the same stats as a spider.
no. Yeah, swarm of insects, centipedes. Sure.
Oh, sweet.
Why not?
Oh, swarm of insects. Cool.
Just you only play one centipede.
Oh, I can't turn into a swarm.
Yeah, centipede has the same stats as a spider. Never mind. Just
Cool.
because the centipede doesn't have a separate stat block. So yeah.
I'm just a very long spider.
Ugh.
Alright.
Like a spider and a limousine mixed together.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is the definition of a centipede, I guess. Yeah.
Oh. Ugh. That's all the hate.
Alright. New day,
Alright.
I've prepared new spells. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic on this tunnel.
It's not magical.
Alright. Hopefully that was a ritual spell.
It was. So
Okay,
you
cool.
take the time to do detect magic and
I
Do
don't
druids
think
get
that-
ritual spells?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rangers.
Yeah, we got a lot of
Oh,
ritual
druids.
spells.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're druid,
I'm
not a ranger.
yeah.
Or
I
do you-
have
do you
3
get-
ritual spells prepared.
But do you get ritual casting?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I have the little ritual booklet.
oh,
Nice.
that might not mean you get ritual casting though, because that might be a specific class thing that wizards get.
Oh.
Yeah, it's certain specific
it?
classes can cast
I know-
spells as rituals.
I know bards can. I know wizards can.
So I'm pulling it up as you. I mean, imagine if it's in the druid spellcasting list, they can do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's under wizard. It's under the wizard class that has like ritual casting. You can cast a wizard spell as a ritual if that spell has the ritual tag and you have it in your spell
Oh, yeah,
book.
yeah. It should be in
Ritual
your-
casting,
in your
druids can
spell
do it.
casting. Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
I mean, it makes sense if there's a ritual spell in the classes,
Yeah.
but yeah, you can do it.
Awesome.
So you cast detect magic. The tunnel is not magical. Nothing's magical. No magical pings.
All right, and then I'm also going to cast Detect Poison and Disease as a ritual
Okay.
before we head out.
While we're eating breakfast.
Yeah.
Also known
Eating
as
some breakfast.
Well,
buggy wuggies.
Druck did steal a bunch of food from the feast, so Druck has all that harvest food from the harvest,
Sick.
like cheese wheels and stuff.
Cold pizza is the best pizza.
Yeah.
That's very true.
The meat, all of the fat juices and like the grease on it,
Ugh.
it's kind of solidified like a pizza.
I
mean,
Pizza.
did it-
My arteries hurt.
I was thinking more of a flat, like,
You don't.
focaccia bread with, like, little crumbles of
I hate it.
steak.
You don't detect any poison.
Did the meat happen to roll across the carpet that is your body hair?
No, he's got a pack.
But
You're
reg-
also wearing gladiator armor as described by you, so you still got
Yeah.
a lot exposed.
Well,
You're
he's got.
you're
Well,
like a
he's
tall
got
Muppet,
containers.
man.
He's got containers like a sack, like a
Okay.
like a
Yeah, no one
Explorer
needs to
backpack
describe that they
kit.
have like packs because I assume everybody has packs. But yes, you don't detect any poison.
Okay. So, like, no traces of the mold that could poison anyone.
Nope.
All right.
And you still can't see the end of the tunnel when you poke out of the alcove.
So we see no light.
Yeah, it's pitch black.
I'm gonna cast light on Quoin's helmet again.
Oh, you've made me a lighthouse again.
If you don't, if you
Yeah,
if
we
you didn't
gotta
have-
keep
If
moving.
you didn't have disadvantage on perception checks with the helmet on, you definitely do now. It's the entire. It's like
It's on the inside too.
it's the entire helmet. So yeah, just
I mean,
that doesn't say that in the rules, but I'm gonna say it makes sense.
I feel like my head should be warm, but it is not warm. It is a normal temperature.
I can cast it on like your pants or your boots
No.
or your sword.
No, this is perfect. I am a lighthouse.
Okay, cool.
The GIF you posted in the group chat is just like seizure warning.
I'm sorry. I didn't think it was gonna be like that.
But do you all continue on your trek?
Yeah.
Same marching order as the day before: Quoin, Druck, Ven, Kenna, Dax.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, actually, I believe I have something that could help us avoid pitfalls and well, no, it might be a little. Oh wait, we're moving at half speed because Druck and Dax have to squeeze, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I'm gonna take as we're getting ready in the morning. I'm gonna take some time and well, let's see. For the first hour of the day, I'm gonna ritually cast Unseen Servant,
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna send it like 20 feet ahead of us to just like poke and prod around and just like be the first to run into any traps.
Okay.
Um,
Doesn't run into any.
Okay. I'll just have it for the first hour just ahead of us.
so, what are everyone's thoughts about this now? Seems this tunnel goes on a while.
I think whoever planned this, whether it was Elder Trask or not, had to have some huge reserve of dedication
Resources.
and resources. Yeah.
I think there was a sort of a bone to pick, because this was not something that they planned on, all like they say, the willy-nilly. There was lots of time was dedicated to the tunnel, to making it.
Exactly.
That seems more like rational. So, perhaps competition, investment.
Did Trask have any other competition?
Yeah, you guys would know of a few meaderies in the Crownlands area. There's the Shimmering Trout Meadery. There is... Oh, man. Let me pull up my notes of all the meaderies you would know about. Because, this continent's much more mead-focused than anything else. Let me pull up my information while you guys keep doing your thing.
This was a personal attack. Would have taken him out with an arrow or a dagger or a pitchfork.
Framing someone for murder, especially the murder of 3 people from a well-off family.
So, the 2 meaderies that are the most well-known in the Crownlands are the Shimmering Trout Meadery and the Platinum Apple Meadery.
So we were at the Shimmering Trout.
You were at the Trask Meadery.
Oh.
These are the other 2.
The other 2 well.
Oh, there's 2 others.
Mm-hmm. And what was the other one?
Platinum Apple.
Shimmering Trout
thank
and
you.
Platinum Apple. Shimmering Trout is in the settlement of Canlaith, and the Platinum Apple is in Vestalt.
Would either of those, just off the top of our heads, have the means and the resources to do something like this?
Oh, possibly.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, each of these 3 meaderies make a lot of money.
Okay.
It's also, I was just thinking, it's also entirely possible that we encountered the workers of the meadery who had been overtaken by the fungus, and their dead bodies had been animated. It's possible they're not the only ones, and animated corpses would provide
Oh no.
tireless labor capable of just digging night and day.
Yeah, but there could also be the risk of them turning on fellow employees in attacking them.
Also, you guys would also know that both of these meaderies are to the west of Anundial City, and this tunnel goes west.
You never found out what was the clump in the cask. Didn't dig around.
Not really.
Just left it there.
Dax, you stayed behind. Did you happen to check anything out after we left?
Yellow spores.
In the tank?
Or what?
Well, I gave it another whack with my quarterstaff, and it went. It was quite a nice yellow, but did not taste great inhaled.
Gross. Sorry about that.
What else was different about it?
Well, the other spores we encountered, like Quoin and I, we were poisoned by them for a couple hours there. That wasn't pleasant. The other fungus that was in there probably did something similar, but I just managed to shake that one off.
Is it gone?
It sank.
Might need for evidence.
You know how a corpse gets bloated? It was like you popped it and then it sank.
Gross.
Yeah, and when you popped it, you succeeded on the save of getting stunned, so you almost like your joints were starting to lock up.
So different.
All right.
Whoa.
No.
Nowhere else to go but forward.
Gotta find the ladder at the end of this tunnel somehow. At some point.
Has to end somewhere.
It would really suck
Endless
if we just
tunnel.
came. It would really suck if
End
we
of
just
camp.
came.
Surprise! Justin was like, this whole continent and
It's one tunnel.
political intrigue. Nope, the whole campaign is just one tunnel that
Yeah.
circles the whole planet.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
man.
In some ways, that's all it is.
But
The campaign ends when we unlock Shape Earth, and we can just
Yeah.
tunnel our way back up.
but for the sake of time and sanity,
Gain experience by killing bugs.
after about another 8 hours, you find another alcove
8.
with no bedrolls in this one, but looks like there's like some leftover like pots and pans.
Is anyone else chafed?
What?
Chafed, as in like tired from walking.
Walking all day.
I mean, I'm used to walking long distances. I walked all the way to Anundale City.
Same.
Nice. And I hold a fist out for Druck to do a fist bump.
Yes.
Oh, I have a powder I mix up. Prevents. Anyway,
Did you
I
bring
am,
enough to share with the class?
I am calloused from doing calisthenics in heavy armor.
don't you have scales?
Scales probably help, yes.
Yes. Yeah, and how do you think I got the scales?
Oh. Whoa. It is currently 4 p.m.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so you guys have been down here for some time.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor at this point since it'll bring me to midnight.
All right, and if you were to be just so happen looking at the map, you would currently now be under Lake Anundale. So there's kind of like, and
Oh, so we've been going down.
the tunnel has
too.
started to kind of descend a little bit,
Okay.
and you can see kind of like moisture accumulating on the ceiling and on the walls, but no mold. But whoever dug the tunnel maybe stopped here for a rest and then continued forward and then left their bedrolls at the last alcove. So you guess this is probably the last alcove before your destination.
Huh, I thought it would have stopped before we got to the lake, but I guess we're going on to Kenlaith. Kenlaith. I got there.
Well, I suppose we should set up camp then.
We could probably keep going for a few more hours and
You guys would start to get exhaustion levels After
We've already traveled 8.
Yep. Once the 9 hours sits in, it's Constitution saves every hour, and the DC goes up every hour.
Alright.
I finally get to do travel rules for this group.
Nice.
No sailing boats
No
and
sailing
no
boats.
giant balloons.
And we don't have to worry about that stuff. Yep.
Yeah, I guess.
This is the best part.
Yeah.
This is where druids and
This is
those
low-level
that
D&D.
are-
This is-
yeah.
Yeah.
This is where you're useful. Let's go.
But it's underground in a tunnel.
Yeah.
A tunnel that's like
Do anything.
Except we're in a tunnel.
I can't do anything. I can
That
wild shape
one-
into a badger
Neither
and help
can
find
Druck.
food.
But yeah.
That no one's an Aarakocra, that would be useless here.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah. We're an folk.
Oh man. But yeah, it hasn't been long enough for another long rest. But yeah, if you keep traveling, it's going to be exhaustion levels.
I mean, I guess we could, try to figure out a plan for when we confront whoever's at the other end of this tunnel.
Yeah, sure.
And Druck's gonna start preparing. He's gonna start laying out the food that he'd been collecting.
No one goes hungry.
Oh,
That's very appreciated.
Yeah, it's still good. It hasn't been 24 hours yet.
Yeah. And he's gonna just hand out some of the because he, like I said, when he was getting these rations, he was getting stuff that could be preserved.
Yeah, it's like cheeses and breads and
Nuts.
dried meats and
we got a real trail mix going here.
Yes.
There's got to be some gorp up in there.
gorp.
Good old raisins and peanuts.
Oh, penis.
Gorp? Peanuts.
I know.
Yes, I have one right here.
I consider it. I know it's bulky, but I
Bulky,
consider.
but I consider it carry on.
Oh,
File that one away for later.
And if you guys would like, you can have short rests. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Right.
take one just in case.
hmm
Druck's
Also,
gonna
you get
dig
my
into
arcane
that.
recovery.
what's Druck doing?
He's just gonna dig into some of his food.
Okay.
So. This is very strange, right? I'm not the only one that thinks that.
I mean, we've been walking in a tunnel for a day and a half trying to find a murder suspect. Yeah, it's a little strange.
I mean, if we want to perhaps discuss the evidence that we've found so far, so we could coordinate our story as we present our arguments either for or against the condemnation of Ildar Trask.
Do a little evidence update, you could say.
Yes, that's sort of what I was proposing.
All right. Yeah, sure, I'm down for it.
Yes. But. Curious. Yes, let's do that. So. Mold in the mead. Visible mold. Neglectful, at the very least.
Yeah, they really needed to do a health inspection before they sent their product to, a giant festival. With
That is-
quality control.
That is true. I wonder, and presumably he must have noticed at some point, or someone must have noticed that there were at least 5 workers missing.
I mean, maybe this is very benefit of the doubt, devil's advocate kind of thing, but maybe they'd assumed they just weren't feeling well and went home instead of, to the festival. We honestly don't know how long they've been missing. Have we seen any missing persons posters around town?
No. Well, I mean,
Justin.
yeah, but not of any one you recognize, and no workers of the meadery.
Wait,
Okay.
so they would go home? Is that how a job works?
Most of them.
Yeah.
Kenna, you had said something about your talk with the ponies?
Oh, yeah. Pony gave me nothing. Percy was completely unhelpful.
Oh, I thought you had
Yeah.
mentioned that no one new had gone in or out of the
Yeah.
You said there was, so that was one of the points against him.
Yeah.
Because
But,
no
like-
one new had come around, but then we discovered this infinite tunnel.
Yeah, but if we ever get back to the meadery, I could actually ask Percy what he saw, because at that point I was just getting emotions and intuitions from him. It was a little unclear, but he was unsettled by our sudden appearance at the meadery. That's all I got.
Justin,
Yes.
with my knowledge of medicine, would I be able to tell potentially a ballpark estimate for how long those workers have been dead based on their appearance?
Make me a medicine check right now.
Guidance.
Wait, is that D4?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
18. No, 19.
Less than a week.
Less than a week. But more than a day?
More than a day. Less than a week.
Okay. Well, based on thinking back to what the workers looked like, they were dead no more than a week, but certainly more than a day. So there was enough time for their absence to be noted.
Maybe they didn't have families? Or they were just waiting for, the standard 48-hour missing persons period before filing a report?
Halflings, pretty tight-knit group.
That's
Mold
true.
only attacks those who are lonely, who live alone.
Then
Why would
all
it-
of us are in very big trouble right now.
What? We're all in great situation. We all have each other right now.
Well, I mean, before we got together as a, group.
It also killed the royal family, or not the royal family, a noble family, and presumably none of them live alone. So
That's, a very good point. Wait, do you think that they are currently...
Are we seriously?
What? What?
We're seriously going off of this. We can.
What?
It only kills people that are alone and feel lonely.
hey, all potential,
I mean,
Yeah.
potential avenues worth investigating.
what if it's right?
Yeah, Garrett. I think the meat hit him.
Yeah.
Listen, if there is a Hollywood movie about plants that make people commit suicide,
Exactly.
then if The Happening is a movie by M. Night Shyamalan,
Oh my god, that's right.
well,
Terrible title.
oh, it's a horrible movie too. Hey, you guys, I think it's the trees.
No, you don't. No.
What in the actual fuck?
Wait, have you ever seen The Happening?
No!
Go watch
Oh
it.
my
Of course I haven't!
Go watch it. And we'll get back on track.
Yeah.
Go watch. We'll pause now. Go watch it. We'll come back.
Probably have an easier time saying what I have seen.
But
Maybe don't
So,
watch it. Not worth it.
We have. There was no other evidence, right, in the meadery other than the physical.
I mean, we didn't see any correspondence from Mr. Trask. We didn't see any writings from Mr. Trask about
Other than
whether
his
he was
limericks.
playing. Yeah, we found a bunch of limericks in his office, but that was about it.
Dax
And-
goes through her bag and just pulls one out. Yes, I had to take one, to give it back home. I'm hoping that
yeah.
these will help the plants.
Care to give us a reading?
Yeah, you want to read it for us? If it was so special,
I have.
was there
I have
something
a limerick,
special
I
about
have a
it?
limerick right here.
Beam it to her.
Do it. Do it. Brittany, I want you to read this limerick with a straight face.
All right. I
Oh,
got it.
she'll be reading it as Dax.
Yeah.
So that means a straight face.
Have you ever watched Stargate?
No.
Imagine Teal'c from Stargate. That's the vibe I'm going for.
I can't.
Don't know
I
who
can't
that
find.
is.
Thing on his forehead.
I can't find the limericks. So.
Brittany, make up a limerick.
Yeah, do it now. Go.
There once was a man from
Crafts-
Nantucket. Wait.
There was a craftsman named Ildar Trask who used to make mead, but during a break, he made a mistake. What a terrible day for Ildar Trask. I don't understand why this makes the
Yeah,
pumpkins grow.
I mean, he wrote his own name with his own name.
It's like orange. What else can you rhyme it with?
Door hinge.
Mask. Eldar Trask. Mask.
Oh.
Flask. Cask.
Task.
It's so much easier to rhyme in a circle of people all shouting the rhymes
Yeah,
into the center because you build off each other's energy.
Yeah, he needs just like a collaborator or something. Someone to bounce ideas off of.
Oh, who's going to start the cipher?
I'm going to I'm going to guess that we should probably not make murder solving a habit of all of ours, given that we get off topic very easily.
There's only the biggest piece of evidence that I've found is that the tunnel was made towards the Trask Meadery and not away from it. So someone came in, and that is where we discovered the reanimated bodies. And there was also whatever sort of phlegm puddle inside of the big tank that Dax had dispatched most expertly.
I would say the direction of the tunnel is the biggest piece of evidence.
So far.
Yeah.
Yes.
And luckily, it's in the defendant's favor. Who we're trying to defend him, right? We're not the prosecution. We're the defense, right?
You're the
That was
investigator.
about.
You're nothing.
I don't
Neutral.
think
Neither.
we're...
We don't have a side.
We're
Cool.
We're on the
neutral.
side of the truth.
Yes.
All right.
Ben.
That's why they picked us.
Then,
Yes.
in your experience with poisons and things that harm, I'm thinking about the spores me and Quoin ingested, but also the secondary spores that my body did not feel the greatest, but it didn't. You know when you hit yourself on a rusty nail, tetanus, lockjaw, your joints locking up? It was like that. Could it be maybe it wasn't just the poison spores? Something else? Like if it was more than just one?
How do you more than just one? What?
Well, there were 2 spores sets that we encountered down here. What
Mhm.
happens when you mix them together and somebody gets under the effect of both? What if they paralyzed their ability to breathe and they drowned on their own drinks?
Well, I suppose that's possible. There is a great variety of methods of which a fungus or some sort of fungal agent could result in the death of a person after ingested.
Oh no.
What?
If the things we fought, the dead people,
Mm-hmm.
what if that happened to the nobles?
Well, then there's at this point there's most likely a very unhappy morgue worker.
Yeah. Mortician.
That's the word. Yes.
Yeah. If they were unprepared, it could infect them, and who knows how fast and quickly it could spread. We should really figure out the source of this mold.
I mean, we are
Soon.
still walking. It's a long tunnel.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we could try running, but I think that might, rub
Probably wear
all
us
the
out pretty
fur
quickly.
off of my body.
Yeah. Huh. On a lighter note, I can speak to spiders now.
That's
Oh,
helpful.
really? Yeah,
Yeah.
spiders.
Well, like any beast in general.
Oh,
I forgot I
Those-
could do that. I remembered to prepare the spell this morning.
Druck is like blown away again because it's just like these people have some. What is this fucking magic? You see, like that's just what you're getting from his eyes. It's just like
How long are you guys gonna be? Do you think you guys are gonna want to chill at this camp, this little alcove?
I thought we were on the move.
In the hour. Oh, I was gonna say just that short rest.
Oh
and
yeah,
then-
I heard you guys sat down to rest, and I didn't hear anyone say they were getting up to continue moving. So
It was just because it was just supposed to be a short.
okay, so
rest.
you guys are still walking.
Correct. 'Cause then
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So after about 3 hours, bringing us to 8 p.m. I need con saves from everybody because you didn't have a long rest. Long rest is the only way to stave off that
Wait,
Yeah.
travel
what?
exhaustion.
Or,
Wait, how do we not? Wait,
You haven't had enough time to have a long rest. And if you're keeping walking, then you're going to do con saves because you've been traveling for 8 hours at this point. So you're going into 9,
Oh!
10.
plus an additional 3.
wait, no, we agreed that we were.
Or-
Wait, oh shit! So we didn't have another long
Okay.
rest.
No,
we,
because you haven't had
we
enough
didn't
time
stop
to do
at
it.
the.
You haven't-
Yeah.
So we didn't. We weren't
Oof.
bedding down.
No,
we were
'cause
having dinner
You guys
and
can't
everything
have another
and
long
talking.
rest because you just had one 8 hours ago.
Yeah, so that means that we just need to.
Wait it out.
Out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're
That's what
waiting
I
it
thought we were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay,
didn't
okay,
know
okay.
what
I
you
was-
guys were doing.
Okay.
yeah, okay.
I think we just got confused. Yeah.
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 We
Communicate
got
what you're
confused
doing,
there for a
please.
bit. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I thought we.
You did. No one did.
did,
Everyone said you're
but-
doing a short rest and that was
Okay.
it.
Yeah. I
Okay.
got confused.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought you asked Justin, do you guys want to have a short rest before your long rest? And I was like,
I asked
yeah,
if you guys
let's
were having
go.
a short rest, and then that's all I asked. And then,
Oh,
I
okay.
thought that was like the middle of the day. I was confused. Yeah.
regardless, okay, so it's 5
We're just
p.m.
having conspiracy theories before bedtime.
We're going to assume
Yeah.
that you guys have a long rest, though. 'cause
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen in this tunnel. So
Great.
Okay.
you get another long
We all
rest.
take our turns.
So you can't do it for more than a 24-hour period. So you guys rested at
midnight last night.
midnight.
Yeah,
so you-
that'd just mean we wake up at the same time we did the day before.
8 a.m.
Yeah.
So you've been down here for it's been 2 days since the Harvest Festival now. Okay, cool. All right, you got another day.
Do you think we will become mold people? Do you think they are?
I think that is highly unlikely.
I feel like it's been so long since I've seen the sun.
I'm sure we'll see it again soon, Quoin.
I'm doing the jokes with you.
If it makes you feel better, and I cast light on his helmet again.
Oh, I again am a lighthouse.
Yes, you are, Quoin. You're a very good lighthouse.
Dax,
Yes, Strip?
are you holding up?
Adequately. It's a little cramped, but I've been in worse situations. And I'll be in worse situations after this.
I really don't like how cramped it is.
Are you okay, Druck?
No, this is a nightmare.
Dax just goes over and very awkwardly, but like with care, just kind of puts a hand on your shoulder, just like, you'll see the light soon, and then we can both stretch out to our heart's content.
Yeah, just feel buried.
Well, think of it as a trial before all of our funerals.
How?
What if you don't want to think about it that way?
Yeah. Can I? Yeah, up top.
Yeah.
Okay.
And are you
Yeah,
guys,
Druck and I are on the same wavelength today.
just so
Buddy,
I
like
know, just so I
Quoin.
know what's happening? Are you guys walking and talking?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's the next day already.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, we are walking then. Yes.
Just
Eating breakfast and walking.
Okay.
Hey, Druck, how many rations do you have left in that pack of yours?
For myself, I have 13 days of rations.
All right.
Oh wait,
Good.
actually
10.
because he shared.
10? Okay. Cool. Well, if anyone needs anything extra, I can make some good berries. Give us a little extra sustenance if we run low.
And that fills you up.
Yeah, it does. And you get an extra hit point back.
Uh,
You take it.
3 hours into the day, you all reach the end, the western end of the tunnel, and it comes to another hole with a collection of pythons embedded into the stone, which serve as handholds, leading up to what appears to be the mouth of the hole, where the underside of a crate is visible. So you can see the underside of a crate that's been pushed over top of the hole.
Is there any like evidence of this being a semi-lit room peeking through the crate, or is it like completely dark still?
It's completely dark still.
Okay. You're muted.
And now, could you deluminate my helmet, please?
Deluminate it? Yeah, I can turn it off.
Thank you.
Everyone, quiet.
Druck's gonna climb up the ladder and then listen to see if there's anything in the
Perception check.
room. Okay.
Guidance.
Oh, guidance?
Yeah.
Where are you in this order? If it's the same marching order, you might have issues getting into Druck. Because you guys are referencing
Can I
it now.
cast it to him?
I'm just be going like around Quoin. I mean, he's small, so I figure I can go through him essentially.
It's
or
gonna be
step
hard,
over
but
him.
okay.
Okay.
Excuse me, Quoin.
Hair smashes against his face.
Plus a D4. 18.
Chains. You hear this? What sounds like chains clanging,
Clanging.
like they're being dragged.
But no footsteps with that. Or if there
If there
Is it-
were
is it
the
with any
chain,
rhythm?
if there were the chains, this chain sounds are too loud to. They're covering up any other sounds.
Okay. Is there a rhythm or is it like a constant
It's a constant like dragging sound.
Okay. And he'll kind of convey that to the best of his ability to everyone else.
What do you think?
Perhaps a prisoner of some kind?
Mechanism.
Maybe.
Kenna,
Yeah.
You said you were more one with the animals instead of the plants?
Yeah, I did say that.
You met your new friend, is it Josephine?
Yeah, Josephine and Bernadette.
Could you channel your
Rest in peace,
powers?
Bernadette.
Yeah, thank you, Druck. I appreciate that.
Do you think you could channel their spirit to take on their size and go see what's happening?
I mean, yeah, I've never done their specific forms before. But I could try.
We believe in you.
Thank you for that. Is there any gap big enough for a spider to crawl through?
Most likely.
Or, okay. Hey, Druck,
Yeah.
do you mind, just lifting me up to that little gap over there?
No, I don't mind.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna stand next to your hand and catch me if you can.
Okay, I love this. Druck is at like the top of this ladder, and his arm just reaches down to the bottom of the ladder where you are. And I'm
Yeah.
just imagining you like grab onto his arm,
Yeah.
and then it's just like you're on it as a spider.
Yeah, I'm gonna wild shape into a spider.
Okay.
Oh,
So you have a climb speed.
Hey,
Mhm.
Connor.
Can't communicate.
And he's just gonna like
Wait,
lead her over.
would
to
I
the
be
corner.
able to cast Speak with Animals on Druck before I wild shaped?
Oh,
Is it a?
Or is it a self?
Is it on self?
it's on self.
It's on-
You
I don't know.
Man.
Boop. And he like sticks out a finger and then just touches a crevice where you might be able
Yeah.
to fit through.
I skitter up into the room
Okay.
and climb onto the crate. Start
Okay.
looking around.
So inside the crate is filled with mining tools. But the basement, can spiders smell?
That
Yeah,
would
my
be
fear.
that would be a biological question.
I'm gonna say whatever. You're immediately hit by the scent of honey, pumpkin, and roasting grains. Nestled all around this basement are large brewing barrels and ovens, which are currently lit. Stored around the room are smaller barrels with a silver trout stamped onto them, along with the words "Shimmering Trout Meadery." You're clearly in another meadery. The sounds of footsteps are approaching from a set of stairs on the northern side of this room, which turn to the right and rise upwards. There is also a halfling-sized figure covered in growing mushrooms, chained to a wall, and is moving crates and barrels around. Unlike the workers at the Trask Meadery, however, this figure looks like it's turned into a walking, halfling-sized mushroom creature. Where the eyes once were are a cluster of strange, shimmering turquoise mushrooms growing out like fungal growths. You don't recognize flesh. It seems like it's been replaced by solidified fungus.
Okay. Moving crates. Can I see a way up to out of this storage room?
Yeah, the stairs that I described that on
Oh, right.
the northern side of the room. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Right,
skitter.
there is up and go to the right.
I'm gonna skitter along the baseboards of the wall
Okay.
and head up to the stairs. Up the
Right.
stairs.
3 halflings open the door and they start walking down the stairs, but you quickly get out of the way so they don't step on you.
Are they regular halflings or
They're regular
mushrooms?
halflings wearing
Okay.
shimmering trout garb, and they walk down the stairs and they look at the creature that's chained up and they, I really wish Morgo would get rid of that thing. And then they start they go just doing menial work around the brewing room, like filling kegs and stuff.
Do I recognize the name Morgo? Is it Margot or
It's
Morgo?
Morgo, and you don't.
My speed is really slow as a tiny creature, I believe.
Yeah, the spider
Yeah.
has a speed of 20 feet.
I'm gonna keep exploring. I'm gonna keep exploring and try to find the office.
Okay, so you scurry up the stairs. And as you
We
rise,
have a new rogue, guys. Let's go.
and as you rise the stairs and you come to a door and you scurry under the door, and you come into a large storage room filled with more barrels marked with the Silver Trout logo. On the eastern wall of this room is a doorway that leads into a corridor.
All right. New campaign, same rogue. Cool. I'm gonna
Just a reminder,
go.
there's a time limit on Wild Shape.
Yeah. How long has it been up until this point?
You're a spider, so you're crawling up to the first floor about 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. I have an hour. I'm gonna go to the door on the left, right?
Eastern
Yeah.
wall, yeah.
Eastern wall, yeah.
Or yeah.
Like crawl under.
Okay. This corridor is flanked by lit oil lamps hanging from the walls, and a large portrait of a rather stout, bald halfling man with thick brown mutton chops. And there's a plaque under the portrait containing an inscription. Northern end of the corridor is a door marked dining room, and on the southern end of this corridor is a door marked office.
Can I read what's under the portrait?
If you crawl up to it.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay. It reads, Morgo Thune, opening the Shimmering Trout Meadery, 32 AT.
Okay.
And the year is currently 68 AT, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's been open for 30 years.
Yeah, it opened the year before the end of Beneath the Tide.
Cool.
So it's 36 years old.
Cool. I'm gonna go into the door marked office.
Okay.
See if I can see Morgo.
Okay. A large oak desk flanks the center of this room. Paintings of beautiful landscapes hang from the walls, and windows are open, revealing the rolling countryside. There's a chest nestled next to the desk that appears to be locked. Behind the desk is a stout round halfling with thick brown mutton chops and bright blue eyes, who appears to be in the process of tossing papers into a fireplace on the western wall.
I'm gonna try to crawl up to just above or just underneath the mantle.
Okay.
And try to read what's on the papers he's throwing in.
They appear to be contracts. You catch words that... give me a perception check using the spider's wisdom.
Perception. Alright, it's not proficient, but it's still +3.
Oh, wait. I think with Wild Shape you get your stuff.
Yeah, I get my mental stats.
Yeah, so your perception's then.
It's a 14.
14. You briefly catch out words like I said, yeah, he's tossing. You can briefly see words such as completion, sabotage. 100 gold, and he's tossing these pieces of paper into the fireplace.
Okay.
And eventually there are none left.
And you bring the evidence. Would I have been able to I don't want to risk that. I don't want to risk getting slapped. Completion and sabotage.
But you have no evidence to back that up as it's being thrown into the fireplace.
Yeah. Damn it.
No worries, we got a whole friggin' tunnel.
You're right. Going to his chest, is there enough space for me to slip inside the chest?
I'm not going to be that silly with it, no.
All right, cool. Then if that's the case, I'm going to I'm gonna go to the room across the way, see if I can find any other evidence. But about how much time has passed?
At this point, if you were sitting there watching him for a bit, I'll say half an hour.
Half an hour? Yeah, I'm gonna go to the room across the way, the
Okay.
other room in this hallway.
Okay. Tables are laid about this dining room in 3 rows of 4 and are covered in well-made white linens. Each table is set with an unlit candle, very similar to the other meadery. The floor is made from well-polished dark oak wood. The walls of this room are decorated with hanging plants and paintings of nature. Blue curtains are draped across the windows looking out at Lake Anundil, a series of rolling hills where buildings seem to be built into, and a vast vineyard that spans the entire settlement. So the buildings are built into these hills, very much like the Shire.
Okay.
And just outside this dining room appears to be a small foyer, which leads into the entrance of the meadery.
Okay. Can I try to see into the casks that are out here for tastings?
It'd be pretty much impossible to do with a spider.
Okay. Can I just investigate the casks to see if I can sense whether or not the same mold could be inside?
It would be impossible to do in your current state.
All right, but I have a +5 to medicine and survival. Okay, I'm gonna head back.
Okay. So a spider crawling.
Oh,
At the half-hour mark, I went,
so do you think she died? I hope not.
And those of you in the hole can actually hear people working now in the basement and talking.
Oh, there she is. Right? I think that's her. Spider.
She wouldn't be back yet.
oh, okay. Oh, I thought, okay.
They them.
What are we picking up any? You said we could hear them working and talking. Are we picking up any bits?
It's just basic work talk.
Yeah, over here to the
like
left.
Shooting the shit, yeah.
Like, use your legs, ding dong, things like that.
Mm-hmm. But you hear 3 distinct voices. But eventually, yeah, kind of you scurry back down into the hole with like 10 minutes left on your wild shape.
Great. I'm gonna hang out in Druck's fur for a minute.
I hope this is
Can I make a stealth check?
Ooh, 17 plus 4 is a 21.
That beats Druck's passive perception.
That does beat my passive perception.
And yeah, it's currently around noon.
After chilling on Druck's shoulder, I'm just gonna go down the wall and revert form.
Okay.
I know where we are. We're in we're right below the Shimmering Trout, which is in Canlaith. And seems like we have a new suspect. I saw the owner, by the name of Margot Thune, burning contracts with the words completion and sabotage.
Oh. So we can head back now, right?
I mean, I wasn't able to really see if they had the same mold. And so I kind of want to try to suss that out before we head back. I don't know if just an eyewitness report is enough evidence.
So it sounds like there are people up there, so are we gonna just...
Yeah, there's 3 halflings and like another... Oh yeah, there's like another like zombie, but he's like covered in mushrooms.
And he's not attacking the others?
Nah, he was the one with the chains you were talking about.
Oh.
Yeah. It seemed like they got him like chained up and doing manual labor up there.
So, I mean, the proof is the tunnel, right?
Yeah, that's our biggest piece of evidence.
So as long as you tell the right people, they can just see the tunnel and we're done.
Well, if the owner of this meadery is a powerful and wealthy person, then it is possible he could pay off the right people to come up with a logical explanation for a tunnel like this.
So we beat him upside the head and drag him in.
Without sufficient evidence, that could probably land us all in jail.
Yeah,
Beat
also
him upside
not.
the head, find evidence, and drag him in.
From the sounds of it, he was burning all the evidence.
Yeah, he kind of
So
was.
beat him upside the head, interrogate someone, and drag both of them in.
I mean, there's also a lot of people up there right now. It's kind of like the middle of a work day.
There wasn't a
you
lot of
know.
people. There's 3 people.
Were they armed?
I mean, didn't look like
couldn't
it.
So we beat some people over the head, interrogate them, and drag them in.
I mean, we still got to deal with the jurisdiction of this town. We're not in an Undil city anymore, so we might be out of.
It's all the crown's land. So you guys, there's yeah.
I mean, maybe if we could convince a Crown's Guard in town to get a warrant or something.
So we head back now.
Or
You hear the voices say, "Do you think we should move those mining tools? They're kind of obvious."
back up, back up, back up, back up, back up.
Wait, where?
They're coming. They're talking about moving the crate.
Druck preps an attack on the ladder.
Okay. It's a disadvantage because you're cramped in this space. As per the rules of.
As
Oh,
you
okay.
choose.
Well, then he's not going to do that and just get out of the way.
Okay.
If it looks like a disadvantage,
Yeah.
yeah, he's going to get out of the way.
Nah, just
Although-
leave it. But. Morgo's acting strange. He got word. I guess the sabotage didn't go as well as planned. People died. Yeah.
I'm writing this down in my journal as evidence.
But it's word of mouth.
Guys, hear that? They know. The workers know. We knock them out. We knock out the guy. We take them all in.
You know what?
Do these tools? Are they branded tools? Are they tools that say the Shimmering Trout Meadery on them? Do they have any brand? Does anybody carve their initials into the tools? Could we say, "Oh, Lefty Schultz, this is his hammer because it says LS on it"?
I think we should contact that wizard from one of the wizards, though, from the school, and get them to close up the tunnel that way.
You see, there was a ton. They could just make the lake fall on top of
Guys,
the hole, and it
alright,
would
guys.
water and slurry.
Alright.
Wizards
This
from
might
the
be
school.
Wait, what?
They said wizards from the school. Someone at the school is in on this.
I don't. And then the conversation continues. I don't think the wizards would be willing to cover up sabotage. We find someone who's not tied to the school to cover up the tunnel. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Alright, guys. Common crazy.
We should definitely attack them.
Yeah, we should just go up there, beat them upside the head. Beat everybody upside the head and drag them back to town.
Yeah, I only saw 4 people in this entire building.
Let's go.
Just
You
saying.
ready?
Druck,
Yeah.
maybe we should let the smaller people up the ladder first.
Yeah.
But I think, honestly, I think it'd be pretty sick to just, have someone strong just throw the crate out and jump up. That might be pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, the big people first might be best.
Yeah.
Intimidation, halflings. Just. You're good to go.
But is that going to cause alarm and make them run away? And then they will run to the other man you were telling us about, and then he will start an alarm, and everybody will say, "Ding, ding, ding! There are people in our basement. Flood the thing."
I could wild shape again, and then drop it at the top of the stairs and be like a barrier, so they can't get out.
Yeah.
But that would be my last wild shape for the day.
Mm.
I mean, what else are we gonna do today?
We could fight like other people, but I mean, we haven't seen anyone for 2 days, so I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I think we should also dispose of this thing too. And you can hear you can hear the sound of like a lock being unlocked.
Oh, we should
Truck?
definitely act now.
Druck's not in the way. He's off the ladder. He's like leaning up against the wall and it's just like,
If somebody wants to go do this, I want to go do it, but I mean,
Yeah, if we're gonna
beat
go
him
do it,
upside the head, drag him back to town.
Dax is gonna start going up where the pythons are,
Okay.
and the crate.
It's pretty heavy.
oh, good
Let's
thing.
try
Can
Stronger.
Dax tell what direction the voices are coming from?
Nope.
Okay. Dax is just gonna put her fucking back
There's no
into
stealth
it.
checks with this if you're moving a big crate of tools.
Yeah, whatever.
Um,
We're gonna have to do it regardless.
can we pause for like a minute in game and just so Kenna could have time to get to the stairs
Yeah.
in case they decide to run? Just be like,
yeah, because that's the plan. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's gonna wild shape as a.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
Sure.
wild
Yeah.
shape to get ahead of them.
yeah.
I'm gonna,
So
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor again while we're doing
Does
this.
that have vocal components?
Yes, but I'm assuming since we've all been talking, it wouldn't be any louder than that.
True.
So it'll only take me about a minute to get to the stairs. So
Okay.
after a minute, you're good to go.
Dax is like counting in her head. 1 Bahamut, 2 Bahamut, 3 Bahamut.
Then you just Quoin, smiling.
What's your
I have converted another.
What's your lift? What's your lifting capacity? I
Um,
assume it's more than what I need, but
Yeah, I'm gonna assume too. She a beefy bitch. Push, drag, or lift 1,080 pounds.
nice. This crate's 200
Fucking
pounds. So
yeet!
you lift up, the halflings see it just get lifted up, and they go, remember what he said? Kill intruders. Everybody roll initiative.
Drop ball shape.
Could I have chucked it?
On your turn, you can.
Cool.
It counts as an improvised
Fucking
weapon.
yeet!
And then we're gonna
as
take,
soon-
then after everyone gets their initiative, we're gonna go to a break. So
As soon as I see the crate move, I drop my wall shape.
sure. Ven, what'd you get?
Ven got a 18.
Dax.
18!
Okay, you both are tied, so whatever. Kenna.
4, 5.
Druck.
14.
Coin.
22.
Nice.
Oh goddamn!
And with that, we're
Fuck.
gonna go to break. So we'll be back here in a few minutes.
You're gonna beat up some half.
Hello, we're back. So, you've concluded your trek through the tunnel to the shimmering trout meadery. Dax has thrown a crate out of the way so you guys can get into the basement. And Kenna has dropped wild shape. As you are about to fight 3 halflings and whatever this mushroom thing is. So, first up is Quoin. You're small, so it doesn't cost you any movement to move through people's spaces.
Okay.
And this ladder is 20 feet tall, so it's half movement up, so it's 40 feet total to climb up out of this hole. If you don't have the climbing speed.
I'm gonna make it 3/4 up the. Oh, then. I don't know that. That is interesting, because it might be better for me just to wait at the bottom then anyway, because I'm just gonna get in people's way, and they couldn't climb around me, could they?
They could climb
Could
over top of
dash.
you.
Yeah, you dash.
Yeah, you can dash, but they could climb over top of you because you're small. But the bigger people would be harder to crawl over.
So when you dash, can you use bonus actions
Yes.
after?
Because you use your action to dash.
Thank you. I'm learning action economy not as a wizard.
Exactly.
All right, yeah.
This is different for me. I have options. Great. Okay, well then, yeah, I'm gonna dash up, I guess.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's 60 feet total because you have 30 feet of movement.
Okay, so then it. Okay, 60 feet total, but then in half takes 40. So at the top of the
30.
Yeah, so 20 and 20.
Yeah, so-
15. So you have 30 feet of movement total. So
no, but if it's a dash, then it's 2 times, so it's 60. So then it's 20 left once I get to the top. If it's 40, because it would take 20, but then times half. So 20 feet left, I think, right?
So when your movement speed's halved, you have 15. So when you dash, you have 30 feet of movement. So you have 10 feet of movement
but
left.
Yes, I did that. We did that the same way, just in a different way.
Yes. You have 10 feet of movement left before you're out of the hole, but 20 feet total movement because of half movement.
All right. I guess I survey the room then and see. So to my left, I see my compatriot at the top of the stairs.
Yep, and you see a bunch of wine barrels. And she's in the process of throwing the crate. Hasn't thrown it yet.
No, but I mean, like, so she's next to me.
Yeah, she's standing right at the top.
They're next to me, and then Kenna there at the
At the
stairs.
stairs, yep.
Kenna's at the stairs. All right.
And yeah,
So I see them boxing out the stairs.
yep, and there's brewing equipment everywhere for people who need to hide. And that mushroom creature has just been unshackled.
Okay. Then I'm going
But you're
to.
still very much climbing
Oh.
because you have 10 feet left to go. You're not out of the hole yet.
Okay. In an effort to make this less sweaty, I apologize, everyone. Sorry, this is a long first turn. I'm going to move that 10 feet.
You would have used your full movement with the dash to get to where you are currently.
Oh. I'm sorry. I really misunderstood
So,
the whole travel
Climbing,
thing.
since it's half movement,
Yes.
because it's climbing, 20
Mhm.
feet of movement during half movement would use up 40 feet of movement. So you would need 40 feet of total movement.
Yeah. So you're saying that the ladder is 20 feet high.
Yes. But because
Yes.
you're half movement climbing up,
It takes 40 feet of your movement to actually get to the top of the ladder,
yes,
which nobody has.
which
so-
nobody has. Even with dashing, because it's half movement.
You know what? I'm just going to let Jesus take the wheel and say, I guess I end my turn. Because
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I'm not quite understanding what you are saying in regards to the movement. 'Cause if
Okay, so
there's-
for example,
if it's half feet, but like, so my regular speed
it's 30, so it's cut to 15 when you're climbing. So
Mhm.
you can only move 15 feet as a movement action on your turn. If you dash, it's only 30 feet. Because the tunnel is 20 feet high, the ladder, it turns into 40 feet of movement because every 5 feet of movement is doubled. So it becomes 40 feet of total movement to get out. So nobody can get. It's gonna take 2 turns for everybody to get out. Essentially.
Okay, I'm gonna work on this math problem while I sit in here and stew while I wait for my next turn.
Okay.
All right, whoever's next, I guess go.
Dax.
I see those halflings and yeet.
Improvised weapon. So roll a d20 and add your dex modifier because you're throwing it. And I need to figure out how much damage a crate like this is going to do.
So not on our Not unarmed strike, but that plus my dex.
And just so you know, this is going to be really hard to do non-lethally because you're throwing a 200-pound crate at somebody.
Dirty 20.
That hits. What's the damage going to be for something like this?
I mean, improvised weapons are usually a D4.
Yeah, but this is the crate that's 200 pounds. Roll me 3d6.
Ouchies. Okay. So that's 4 plus 4 plus 5.
I'm gonna roll this differently later because the way I just rolled it could be really kind of broken. So
13 squish damage?
yeah, that halfling's dead. He had 4 hit points. So
Just gonna stand up out of the way.
okay.
Just looks at that. It's like the scene from, what is it, Wizard of Oz? And their shoes are sticking out at the bottom.
Yeah.
Jack's just like, oh, apologies. And I'm going to bonus action rage.
Okay. Is that everything?
And going to use 10 feet of movement just to get closer to the other two halflings and just kind of stare at them like disapprovingly.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty. Ven.
All right. Can I see one of the halflings from the bottom of the ladder?
Nope.
No, they're all up in the room.
Yep.
Okay. In that case, I've already got mage armor on, so. Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna move and dash up into the room
Okay.
and just see the crushed halfling under the.
So your movement would be half climbing too. So you wouldn't get out either.
Wait, I thought it was a 20-foot ladder.
Yeah, but it's 40 feet of total movement to get out.
Right, and I move and dash, which gives me 60 feet of movement,
30
half the
because
30.
it's half movement climbing up.
Right, but I'm 60.
Fuck it, you're all out. I hate math.
It's 60 for move and dash, normally,
I
right?
hate math. You're all out.
Okay.
You all can get out. So, Quoin, what do you want to do on your turn when you get out?
Oh, Jeeps creeps. I don't even know anymore.
Wait, because it should take a movement and a dash to get
There's
up there, so it should
I
still take...
posted the rules in the PHP, but I'm gonna drop it for now. So, Quoin, what do you want to do on your turn?
You know,
Okay,
I'm
just bad at math.
confused.
So, Quoin, what do you want to do on your turn?
Shit. I guess I'm. Is there a way to non-lethally throw a knife?
Yeah, the other halfling that's not squished.
Yeah,
But that hasn't happened yet, technically. But it's already been happened. So
Wait.
yes.
Wait. But it would take both movement and action to get into the room.
Oh right. Yeah, so I can't cast anything. So I'm
Right.
going to.
Right.
Bonus actions.
Yeah.
I'm going to, I guess, just hide behind something or take position behind something.
Okay. I'm bad at math, y'all. I'm sorry.
Sorry, it broke my brain on that first turn, so I was confused as to what was going on.
It
So,
broke my brain too. All right. Anything? So no bonus actions.
I mean, after that turn of knowing that they have 4 health, there's no real point to adding damage to anything right now for me. So I'll just
Okay.
chillax then.
So what about Ven?
Then, yeah, Ven it's just movement movement dash, get up 10 feet into the room.
Okay.
No bonus action.
Cool. Brings us to one of the other commoners, like one of the other workers. Who's gonna run over to Dax, I guess, who just killed somebody, and he's gonna just for a 7 to hit.
Dax just kind of looks down and is just like, good try.
Druck.
Right, we're doing this. Okay.
Uses So I'm at the bottom of the ladder.
Yep.
Cool. So that would mean that I have 10 feet of movement once I get to the top of the ladder.
Yep.
Can I, from that, with that 10 feet of movement, and that's an action to get up there. So with that 10 feet of movement, can I move to a, behind anything that's bigger than Druck? I imagine that there might not be very many things.
No, because this is a halfling meadery, so not really.
Yeah. So even the casks and stuff aren't very okay. So then, I mean, I'm gonna move away from wherever they are, especially away from where that thing is. That's fungied out. So you could say I move 10 feet further away from them than I would be exiting the ladder, if that is possible.
Sure.
And that's the end of my turn.
All right. Brings us to another one of these commoners who's going to go after Druck. I just punched Druck.
Oh, so they were within 30 feet of the... Okay.
Nope. Bringing us to the mushroom creature, who's gonna just like shamble forward, and it's gonna use its movement to get up to Dax, and it's going to eject these yellow spores at Dax, and I need Dax to make a con save.
Did these spores look familiar?
Yep.
Yep. Plus. Oh, I got +5 to con. Oh god. Dirty 20.
You're fine. You're not stunned for a minute. All right. That brings us to Kenna.
Okay. Cool. How many are left standing?
2 commoners and the mushroom thing. Well, two workers and the mushroom thing.
I'm gonna throw my hammer at one of the commoners and try to knock him out, but like stun him, so like knock the wind out of him, kind of thing.
Okay. So non-lethally.
Yeah, non-lethally. I believe that's a +2 to hit. I'm not proficient with light hammers. I don't know why I have this weapon, but that's an 18 to hit.
Wow. That hits.
Right. D4. 5 damage. 5 non-lethal bludgeoning damage.
They're on the ground, just gasping and wheezing. They're out of the fight.
None of y'all are getting out of here.
Definitely.
And I just like look big.
Okay. Back to the top with Quoin.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast. This time, I'm going to use my bonus action. I'm going to cast Divine Favor.
Okay.
Which lets me add a D4. Don't actually roll it. Come on, be cool. Be cool, Divine Favor. I think for a minute I can add a D4. Yeah, a minute I can add a D4 to my damage. I mean, besides us in game, can I notice that they don't have weapons and?
Yeah, they've been punching.
Okay, well I'm gonna walk up to. Who's the closest? Probably the one on Dax is the closest one, correct?
Dax and the mushroom creature that is also attacking Dax.
Okay. Because there. Oh wait, so it was 2 on Dax, mushroom creature, and the one guy taking a punch at her. She just looked at, or they just looked at. That was awesome.
There's the one worker left and the mushroom thing, yeah. And they're both on Dax.
Okay, well then I'm gonna go up to the
Or sorry, no, the one that was on Dax got hit with the hammer. There's the one in front of Druck, and then there's the mushroom thing in front of Dax.
Then I'm gonna go up to the one in front of Druck and just try and knock him out.
Okay.
With my fisticuffs.
Go for it.
All right. All right. Bring the pain. Okay. All right. Be cool. How does a 7 hit?
A 7 misses.
Okay.
But you have pack tactics because you're a kobold.
Oh, that's right. I
So
do.
advantage.
That is the most wonderful thing. Thank you for reminding me. And that is a natural 20. That
so
is.
it's a crit. They have 4 hit points, so you just poof.
No, the reason I didn't use my sword is because I don't want to kill this person.
Oh, so unarmed
Not-
strike?
Yeah.
What's your strike modifier? Wait, what's your strength damage? Like, what's your strength score?
Strength score is +1, so it's 13. So +1.
So 2 damage.
2 damage plus the D4 that I just gave myself. But
Oh, right. And that's also crit. That's also a crit too. That D4.
So 2.
So you roll 2 D4.
Okay, so that's 5, and then I. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's 5 that I add. The
They're
goal.
They're unconscious. Just poof.
Yeah, the goal is to just knock them out.
All right. All the halflings have been dealt with. One has been squished by a crate, and the other 2 have been rendered unconscious. Anything else, Quoin?
No, I think that's all the bits I can do.
All right. That brings us to Dax, who is now engaged with this weird mushroom halfling.
Looking down at it. Dax is just gonna take. She didn't mean to kill the one with the crate. She was just hucking it. So she just kind of like, ooh. She's just gonna try to knock this one out so they can take it back for evidence.
Okay.
Just with her big old fist, just gonna do
All right. Make an unarmed strike.
right on the top. Little bap bap on the head. That is a 12 plus 6. 18.
That hits. So what's your strength score?
Plus 4.
So it's 4 plus your rage bonus.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I'm raging. So plus 2.
Okay, so what's oh man, oh man, because unarmed strikes are silly. So you do 5 damage on an unarmed strike, so that's +2, 7 damage. Okay, it's still standing. Anything else?
Just looking down at it and just like, I don't want to kill you.
Okay, Ven.
All right. So I'm trying to remember how many are still standing.
Just the mushroom thing.
Just the mushroom thing. Okay. Then hoping this works, because he's mostly worried about people getting hurt at this point, especially looking over at the crushed feet of that other one, just looking pale and sick.
There's like tomato
at the
sauce
sight of
coming
that.
out underneath the crate. It's not
Yeah,
tomato
he's
sauce,
looking.
but
Lasagna
Knock-
2.0.
It's yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna wave his magic wand, pointed at the mushroom creature, say the magic words of Ridiot Turgim, and cast Hideous Laughter. So Wisdom save.
Okay. Fuck. That's a 4.
All right, so it is filled with it perceives everything as funny, and it is racked with laughter, and it falls prone.
You're smart. So you would know that undead generally aren't very smart, so hideous laughter tends to not work on them. But it worked on this thing.
It might still that person might still be alive.
So it falls prone and is cackling spores kind of coming out of its mouth when it laughs.
Try to take that one alive. It could still be a person.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Druck.
Can't hit things up close. We'll try to get Brewmaster.
Druck's gonna use all of his movement to get by Kenna.
Okay.
And
So with all your movement, you'd get up to the door leading out of the basement.
okay,
No,
not
that's
the
not true.
stairs where
You'd
she's
get
on?
to Kenna. You'd get to the stairs,
Okay. Then I'll dash
which
and
gets you
head
to the
to
door.
where she said that the brewmaster was.
Okay, so you get to the door.
burning
It's an action to open a door. So you get to the door that leads out of the basement. It's closed.
Oh yeah, I don't need to open the door. I'm just gonna be in front of it, preventing it from being opened.
Okay. You're at the top of the stairs in the basement.
Cool.
Anything else?
Bonus action, look sassy.
Okay. That brings us to this creature. Makes a wisdom save at the end of its turn. That's a 13.
That makes it exactly.
So it's no longer incapacitated, but it is still prone, bringing us to Kenna.
Wait, actually, let me double check. When it is. Oh yeah, it is the end of its turn. So yeah.
I've been having to deal with Tasha's Wednesday nights for a while, so
I see. Okay.
yeah. Kenna.
Has this thing taken damage?
Oh yes.
Let me just double check. One. We wanted to keep this thing alive, correct?
Sure.
That is what Ven called out, at least saying it could still be alive. Like the person could still be alive.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm just going to.
Your hammer is currently laying like 30 feet away.
Yeah. I'm gonna run over to my hammer since Druck's got the door now.
Sounds full
Pick it up. Pick it up and throw it.
Disadvantage because it's prone.
Right. It didn't stand up on its turn,
I
or
couldn't. It was at the end of its turn.
Okay.
Run up to it. Just fucking whack.
Oh,
I'm out of
she's
movement.
used her full movement already to get to her hammer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually gonna cast. I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead. I need a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Fuck me, 10.
That fails. It takes a D12 of
Yep.
necrotic damage. Let me get a D12 out. I didn't think I'd be using this spell today, but here I am. Three necrotic damage.
Ooh. All right.
That's kind of good though, because we didn't want to kill it, and you
Huh.
couldn't do it non-lethally. So
Anything else?
That is everything.
Okay.
Wait, is anyone injured?
No.
No? Cool.
No. Except that, well, if you want to count the halflings and the one that got squished, no.
Nah,
Is
nah,
the
they're just unconscious.
so the mushroom thing just got knocked out?
No, it's still very much up. It's just prone. Quoin, it's your turn.
So this again, DM.
Mhm.
With respect, here's a question time. It's a new skill
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah.
Can I assess the poison level of this thing, or if it's poisoned or if it's a disease? If we've got in the air that Vem said keep it alive, it could survive.
Yeah. What's the question?
Would I know if is it diseased?
I believe you'd have to do it. So you'd have to like have spells to detect that or not.
That is very fair. That is
But, I
definitely
mean,
very.
it's got like it's like there's no halfling remaining. It's all just like mushrooms and there's no flesh. It's all just like fungus. Unlike the other halflings, like that you guys fought like the day before, those were still like you could still see semblance of halfling there. This is no semblance whatsoever. It is just one big walking crusty mushroom.
yeah, but those ones were definitely dead, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And then this one we had just assessed because of how the cackling spell worked that it was still alive, and
Or
that's
at
why.
least more intelligent than undead usually are.
Interesting.
That's all you would have assessed from that. Yeah.
Okay, great. Because I thought, yeah, I suppose I was like, oh, interesting. All right. Then I suppose, yeah, I'm gonna walk up to it and try and, do some non-lethal damage on this ding dong.
Okay, with advantage. And what are you using? Your sword, like the blunt end, or your fist?
I'm gonna use the blunt end of my sword.
All right, roll advantage.
All right. So that. So +3. So 17 was what I hit this thing with.
That hits.
All right. And
The kobold walks up and just.
all right. So on that damage, it's just a non-lethal damage. I'm rolling a D8 +3.
Yep.
So that is 4 damage. Does that also include the +2 from me being dueling? You know if that's in there or not? Oh,
Yeah.
it must be in there because if when I have two-handed, it's only +1.
Yeah, D&D Beyond adds it all together.
Oh, that's so cool! This is so cool, guys. We're living in the future.
So how much damage?
So okay, pardon me. That is a total of 4 damage all day.
Okay. All right, it's looking hurt now. All right, anything else?
That's all. A BBD. That's all, folks.
All right, Dax.
Dax is just gonna just kind of like kneel down by it
Mm-hmm.
and just by its shoulders and just looking like in this thing's face, and she is going to give it a big ol' headbutt.
Okay, unarmed strike with advantage.
With advantage? Awesome. 17 plus 6.
Okay, so 5 damage plus your rage bonus, so 7.
7.
It's still very much up, but it's looking way worse now. Anything else, Dax? As you headbutt it, and you kind of crack off some of the mushrooms when you hit it. And there's still no flesh underneath. It's still all just weird fungus.
Dax just kind of like, oh, interesting.
All right, anything else? Action.
She's just gonna. Can I stand back up and let him go?
Yeah.
If not, totally fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that, just kind of lets him back down and stands back up.
Okay.
Wipes some of that spores off her forehead.
Okay. Ven.
Did Sam freeze?
Yes.
Uh-oh. No. Oh, no.
He
this
got
is
hit with those
bad.
yellow spores.
Yeah. Stunned.
Okay, I have a thing for them.
Oh, we hear you.
There
Oh,
he
there you go.
is.
Hey!
Wait at my turn. Okay, there it is. Okay. I don't have anything that would I don't have anything that would be able to be a non-lethal because Ven still very much believes that it is savable, so he's just gonna cast Hideous Laughter again.
Okay. Come on.
Radiant Turgim.
10. So it's
Another fail, so
crackling
it's
against it was prone the entire. It's been prone this entire time.
Oh, I never
So
got
it's
up.
still
Okay,
prone,
cool.
So, but now it's incapacitated.
Stay down.
Yep. All right. Anything else?
Nope. I'm just gonna keeping it laughing.
All right. That brings us to Druck.
All right, so Druck's front of this door. Is there a window on this door?
Nope.
No? Okay. I guess he'll position himself so that if the dude opens the door, he'll get a swift bonk with the pommel of his short sword
Okay.
as a sneak attack. He wants to, like, I guess bonus action hide and then hold his action for if the door opens up and the dude's there. You know?
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Okay. 14.
Okay. And that's your turn then. All right.
Yep.
That'll bring us to this thing. Oh my god. Didn't get to do anything. Wisdom save is a 12.
Another failure.
All right, so it's still incapacitated, bringing us to Kenna.
It also gets to save. I'm sure you know this. It also gets to save every time it takes damage.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay. Since he's still prone, or since that thing is still prone, I'm gonna walk up to it. If it's less than 30 feet away.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna conk my hammer down on its head.
Right, with advantage.
Sweet. That is a 19.
That hits, and it stops
No,
moving.
no, no,
It
no,
stops
no.
moving because it has 1 hit point.
I was trying
So
to do that.
We're still very much in the initiative order, so anything else?
Oh. I'm just gonna look over to Druck and then whisper, "Is anyone coming?"
We'll get to that.
Oh, no.
All right. Druck, you hear a door open outside in the corridor. Not nowhere near where you are standing. You hear a door
Oh,
open,
okay.
and you hear footsteps running down a corridor.
Oh, okay.
Like someone's trying to leave the building.
He's getting away.
Bringing us back to the top with Quoin.
So I hear he's getting away.
Yep.
Then I guess. Oh shit! I don't even think. Even if I dash up to the door, I can't open it because it takes an action to open that door, huh?
Correct.
Are there any windows in this basement?
Nope.
Well, then they didn't follow egress laws. Uh,
Yeah, you get a sense the sound of the crate being thrown probably alerted the guy, and he's dashing out of here.
more grew.
Plus
more,
also the sounds of combat, but yeah, and screaming. He's running away.
That's fair. Well, shoot, I can't really get up there anyway, so with this knocked out mushroom person inside, I'm gonna try and use 5 of my lay on hands points to cure a disease.
No effect.
No effect?
Nope.
All right. Well then, goodbye 5 cure on lay on hands
So
points.
they are not afflicted with anything.
Oh, well, we've learned some information. Or neutralize a poison affecting a creature. Okay, cool. All right, so that is gone.
Looks like they're not afflicted with anything
It's not a disease.
or poison. Anything else? That's your bonus action. Yeah. Anything else?
I guess I'm. Is lay on hands a use of an action, or as an action?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's an action.
Mhm.
Then that's all I got.
Okay, that brings us.
Well,
to...
I guess movement.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, then I'll move towards the door
All right.
as much as I can.
All right.
I don't know what this kind of foggy on the space there, but
You get like halfway up the stairs.
great, perfect.
Dax.
So from where I am to the door, how far-ish?
You'd have to dash to get there.
Dax just kind of looking at the thing knocked down at her feet. Heard Druck say, getting away. So they're gonna dash on over there.
Okay. I just pulled a muscle in my ribs.
Ooh.
I've done that.
I'm
That's
dying.
the worst.
All right, Ven.
Okay.
I'm trying to sit comfortably.
So it's
Possible.
on the ground. It has. Okay, so it's on the ground. It's still laughing. And it has. No one has damaged it yet.
It's at 0 hit points.
Oh, is it 0 hit? Okay. I missed that. All right.
Kind of knocked it out.
Gotcha.
Smacked it in the face with my hammer.
Right. Internet's been coming in and out. Okay.
Go to horny jail. Bop.
I'm gonna.
To the horny jail.
Is the door open that's leading out to where the owner is running away?
No.
Okay. Can I go over? Is anyone? Can I go over and open it and start giving chase after him?
You open the door. It's gonna take, so you'll have to dash to get to the door, so you can't use your action to open it.
Oh, it's a 60-foot room.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Okay, yeah, then I'll go over. I'll get over the door.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
Oh my god. All right, Druck.
All right, I'm gonna go in the direction of where I heard this guy.
All right, so use your action to open the door.
Wait. Oh, it's through the door.
Yeah, he's on the other side.
Okay. Does that count as a free action?
Nope, it's it's an object. Interacting with an object is an action. So it's an action to open a door.
Okay. Bonus action dash then, to catch up with him.
All right, so you open the door, and as I described the room, the layout of this meadery to Kenna when she was walking around, you open the door into a large storage room filled with barrels, and on the eastern wall is another door.
So the other door. Go to the door.
Okay, can't open it
How
yet.
far away is that?
Like 30 feet.
Okay, so I can make it there easy.
Yep, but then you
Okay.
have to use your action. to
So I
open that
make
door
it
too.
there. Huh?
You'd have to use your action to open up this door too.
I use my bonus action to kick it the fuck in.
Nope.
Fuck this thing.
You used your bonus action to dash.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Oh god, I'm dying. Anything else?
So then I would use my action to open the door.
You use it to dash. Oh no, wait. What action? Okay. Wait, no. Use your action to open up the previous door. So you can't open this door.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, so I don't use my bonus action to dash because I don't need to. I use 30 feet of my movement to get to the next door.
Okay. And you open
And use
it.
my bonus action to just fucking hump a doorknob. God damn it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I can't do anything.
Kenna.
So.
All right, they're gonna. What are they gonna do? I'm gonna go up to Dax, and I'm gonna cast guidance on her.
Okay.
So that she has an extra D4 to any future athletics or intimidation checks.
Okay.
And I think was my action. I think that's all I'm going to do for my turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Druck, you see the halfling running down the hallway. Bushy sideburns. He's using his action to open up the door to the dining room, and then he runs through it.
Wait, so the door that I'm at has a window?
Oh wait, no, it doesn't. Never mind. Nope. I thought the door was open. You hear him running down the corridor, and he opens the door, and you hear footsteps go through the door.
Okay.
All right, and that brings us to Quoin. Oh God.
You're muted.
So I guess running, I have half stairs to go.
Yep. So that's like 15 feet.
And then
And then there's the barrel room, which is another 30 feet to get across.
and on the other side I see
Druck behind a door. But you can't reach the door. You'd get into like the center of the barrel room.
unless I dash. to
Unless
get
you
to-
dash, and then you'd get to where Druck is.
I mean, yeah, if I've got no other move, yeah, that's what I'll do.
Oh God. Okay.
I'll dash to
Dax. Oh my God. Oh,
Good foot?
I'm popping so much painkillers after this.
Feel that. So the doors are open in front of me.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
then you go into the barrel room, which is 30 feet, so you can cross the barrel room with movement.
so I'm gonna get there. Then I'm gonna use my action to open the door.
Okay, you can see a halfling getting around the corner, leading into the dining room. He's running into the dining room.
How far is that from me?
It's like 30 feet.
A dash to get up to that fucker.
Okay, that's your turn.
I am speed.
Okay. Sam, you play a barbarian for a long time. How long does rage last if you don't get hit?
Should say. I think it's like a minute.
Okay, so the rage is still up then.
Oh, whoa, if you don't get hit or
If
or
you don't,
do
it drops.
engage in combat at all, then it ends after a round.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the rage is gone then.
Rage is gone.
All right, Ven.
Okay. If I move out the door, can I get within line of sight of the halfling?
No, because you'd have to cross the. Oh, actually. With your movement, you'd get to the doorway of the barrel room leading out to the corridor, so yes.
Okay.
But he has.
Then I'm
he
gonna
has, like,
door yet.
Oh yeah, the door's not open
What?
yet. No, can Dax open the door and dash up to get to him? So the door is open now.
Okay.
Wait,
Then
wait. Dax wouldn't be able to dash to him because it's an action to dash. So Dax isn't with him.
wait.
Bonus action to dash?
You can't do that. You're a barbarian.
Wait. Oh, to open a door is a manipulate object. You get one of those for free a turn.
No, it's an action. That's how I've been ruling it.
Is it? Because the PHB says you can just like
Oh my
pick stuff
God.
up and open doors and stuff for free once a turn.
That's so silly. Well, I'm gonna rule
It's like it's considered like a negligible amount of action.
everything's just a shit show tonight on my end. Holy moly.
Don't
So
worry
many
about it,
rules in-
Justin.
There you
You're
go.
doing
There's
great.
so many
like,
rules.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules.
These drugs are making me frustrated very easily.
Justin, we're having a fantastic time.
Mm-hmm.
These
Sure.
doors are very heavy and
I
have
guess-
claws on the bottom of them.
I guess it's a free action to open doors then.
Yeah, I think it's one. It is one per turn.
I've
Like
been
so you
ruling
can't
that-
like
I've
open
been-
like five.
I've been ruling that the entire time though, so I'm surprised no one's like said anything. All right.
I-
Okay, so I guess I don't know. You can see him, I guess. Yeah, but he's got like 3/4 cover.
Okay. Then Ven is going to sigh, know that he needs to stop this guy from getting away, and then he is going to, with his non-wand hand, is going to place his other hand underneath, over his eyes, and then kind of run his hand down his face, pulling his eyes down, and they're going to glow an icy blue. And then, speaking in Infernal, he will say, "Mul sepsigrif," and he's going to cast his racial ray of frost.
Okay. He's got 3/4 cover, so make an attack roll.
All right. Ice rays out of the eyes. That is a 19 to hit.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, 19 hits.
Okay. So it is
And that's hard to make.
6 points of cold.
That's hard to make non-lethal.
What?
Ray of Frost is hard
I
to
know.
make non-lethal.
I'm hoping he has. More than 4 hit points.
He doesn't.
Oh well, then I'll stabilize him
So he
next turn. Yeah,
And then
that's
just-
6. That's 6 points of.
face plants.
Oh well, I whoops. Sorry everyone. I thought he was hardier than that.
Anything else?
Just trying to slow him down.
Anything else?
No, that'll be it.
Okay. Druck.
After seeing Ven like speak demonic, like bullshit and shoot ice out of his eyes. That's Druck's turn. He gets out of the way of other people though. He's not gonna stand in the way in the doorway. He's just like
Druck is a simple bugbear.
yeah.
That reminds me, how long is this thing knocked out for? 2 hours for the mushroom thing. Okay, Kenna, what are you doing on your turn?
I'm basically, would I be able to climb up and get within line of sight of Thune with my movement? I'm right at the base of I'm right where Dax was before she ran up.
Sure.
So I can't get line of sight on
But he's
him?
got like 3/4 cover. So you just see like the smidge of his toe.
Okay. Don't have spare the dying, but that would be really useful.
I probably should have gone up with my turn, but I RP'd it.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna stay down in the basement and make sure nothing gets up and walks away.
Okay.
And hold a produce flame to throw at anything that starts looking like it's resurrecting itself or growing mold.
Sure. Okay. All right. Cool. Death saving throw for this guy. Nope, not one.
Oh boy. Okay.
Coin.
So many times. I too just heard a weird demon voice and ice come out of this friend. So there's more that I need to learn about book magic. All right. Very scary stuff. Okay.
It's like rubbing in his eyes and frost, like snowflakes are coming out of his eyes.
Okay, so all right, it's good if we need to cool down any drinks. All right, well, I want to run over to the three, Morgo. Thank you. I'm gonna run up to Morgo. He's on the ground. Yes.
Yeah, he's got like ice crystals in his big old bushy sideburns. His his mutton chops.
Then I'm going to put a hand over his face, like
smother him.
No, I was trying to. I realized. Oh, I just have tiny hands.
Yeah.
Probably
Well, he's a halfling, so I mean, big enough to cover his mouth.
I'm not gonna. Shh. Let me give you life. No. So I'm actually going to like, maybe brush some of the snow away and.
Make an attack roll. No.
Good. I'm laying on hands.
I know.
I'm gonna put 1 hit point into him.
Okay, that'll end the combat encounter.
Yeah.
So oh god, I have to keep sitting like this. So he stabilizes, or he comes to. He's like, hello.
By the path of Bahamut, you are resurrected.
Take whatever you need, just don't hurt me anymore.
Oh no, there is justice awaiting you.
No, I can pay you off. And you all can gather around at this point.
I'm gonna stay in the basement, make sure nothing.
Okay. The creature is the mushroom creature is still like making like raspy breaths.
Druck's gonna start coiling up rope and tying people up.
Okay. You can tie up 2 halflings that are still alive.
He's gonna tie up the big boy first, the guy in charge.
Okay. What's Zach's doing?
As Drux is tying him up, Dax is just looking down at him. Because Kenna gave Dax the D4.
I think that'd be gone by now.
Would it be gone by now?
It lasts a minute.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Yep.
Anyhow,
It's
Dax
been longer than a
is
minute to tie this guy up. Yeah.
Okay.
looking down, just like, you're going to tell us everything that you know, or else you'll end up like your unfortunate associate under that box.
I don't know what you're talking about, but make an intimidation check. Guess he doesn't know about that.
16?
Okay, whatever you need to know. He seems like he's a coward, like hence running away. Gary,
As she points, she's just like flexing at the same time. The guy over there.
What do you want to know? Don't hurt me.
Didn't you hear? Everything.
About what? I don't know why you're here. I don't know why you're here.
Well, did you hear what happened at the little festival a couple days ago?
Yeah.
And you don't know why we're here.
I was angry at my cousin Ilbar. He stole my pumpkin mead recipe, so I wanted to put him out of business.
by killing a
I
bunch.
didn't intend to kill anyone. I just wanted to poison his meat and make people sick. When I heard people died, I started burning evidence and was gonna run away.
So,
I bought the poisonous spores in Ilmarsh.
in Ilmarsh, you
In the
said.
fell swamps, yeah. The spores were also mixed with animating spores from a Myconid sovereign.
So, what was supposed to happen?
They were just supposed to get really sick. And then we found out that one of our employees who died turned into a Myconid. The thing in the basement, it's a Myconid.
Oh.
So we chained it up because it was very intent on hurting my other employees.
Marsh, not pleasant. Very wet.
I didn't intend for people to die. I can pay you each 20 gold if you look the other way and let me go.
You're going to attempt to bribe us with 20 gold
It's
to get
more than
out of something.
It's probably more than any of you have currently.
The amount doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that your actions resulted in the deaths of several people, and you think you can pay for their lives with 100 gold pieces.
Yes.
No, it is in the light of Bahamut that you will be cleaned. The pure light of Bahamut will clean your sins away when you tell the truth to everyone.
You really are half a man. Dax is just staring down over top of him. And just like daggers, just like, you will not buy our integrity.
Regardless, we have a couple days travel back to the town, back to the city. So we better tie the rest of these guys up and figure out how we're gonna get them back.
I have a cart. We use it to transport meat. There's a stable and carts, and it'll...
Thanks.
If you want to rob me, there's stuff in the chest in my office, too.
What's in it?
Don't. It doesn't matter.
It's
Druck's
jars.
gonna go just. Druck's gonna go have a look.
Okay, make a lockpicking check.
All right.
Sleight of hand, thieves' tools.
13.
Doesn't pick.
Okay.
Leave it for the other people. Hey, where's the key?
He hands you a key.
By this time, would I have been able to tie up the other guys in the basement?
The one that's dead, you go move the crate off, and
I can't lift that
Yeah.
crate.
there's another.
My strength is 12.
It's
I
gonna-
can't
Yeah,
lift
there.
that.
It's gonna be hard to tie that up.
He ain't
He's
going
dead.
anywhere.
He's
But
dead.
tying
He's
up
not
the
going
mushroom thing is easy. But again, that thing is knocked out for 2 hours. It'll wake up in a couple hours. Inside the chest are 4 jars of these weird spores floating around. 4 jars of these weird spores. They're like a bluish color. And then 3 jars of a shimmering turquoise mold.
Okay. I am going to take some of my cloth that I've got, like an extra set of clothing that I would normally wear when I'm not wearing my armor,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just going to snake it between all of those things so that they don't break, and
Okay.
carefully place them in my bag.
And
We should.
that
we
mold
should-
is the same mold that you saw in the barrel as well. The same turquoise shimmering. Yeah.
Oh, Druck, we should just bring the whole chest, the whole kitty caboodle, so that we can, it's all the whole chest is filled with jars. Let's just bring the whole kitty caboodle. We'll load it on top of the cart.
Can Druck lift the chest?
Yeah. What's your strength score?
My strength score is 14.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I think, don't
Right.
bugbears get like bonuses to the lifting stuff?
I don't think they count as a large creature, like Goliaths.
Like, no,
but
do
I'll
they get
check.
the racial feat that allows them to do that? Because I know furbolgs do.
No.
Regardless, I mean, halflings can lift this chest. This little guy could lift this chest, so you can.
Oh,
easily-
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Margot.
Quoin. Right. Yes. Consolidated.
Pulls it back in there. Clunk. Click.
And
I got it.
what were you gonna say, Dex?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Margot, for the mead that was at the festival,
Yeah.
others obviously partook of it. So why were the nobles the only ones to die?
I don't know. I only got word that the nobles were the only ones that died from drinking the mead before it got cut off.
Was it because they were lonely?
No,
Ah,
but the Crown's Guard acted quickly and they cut off anything else. And
What a callback.
if you're, I just heard the mold is poisonous. I didn't think it would kill anyone.
What do you know about the Crown's Guard? Why would they
I don't
send
know anything about the Crown's
us-
Guard. I know just as much as everybody else about the Crown's Guard.
Bax just looking down at him. Why do you think they would send us to find out?
I don't fucking know.
Neutral party.
Yeah, what he said. They probably just wanted. They probably just wanted a way to get you guys together in a party to work together to get this rolling.
Yes! Yes!
What a crazy random happenstance that we were all sitting at the same table at that banquet.
Wow.
That's how everything starts.
Yeah.
by the will of Bahamut did we work together.
Oh,
Bahamut, Ashmodius.
Ashhart.
Alright, guys. Let's, give this place a clean sweep. And then
What are you looking for?
just make sure we aren't missing anything.
You're not taking the mic in it outside, are you?
Nah.
If
Yeah,
they
why?
Could be the
if,
problem.
if myconids are in sunlight for more than an hour, they die.
So what exactly was the plan? You had myconids, or you
There was no plan. The plan was just a sabotage, but I didn't
No.
know the stuff I bought turned people into myconids.
Our friend saw you burning papers. Who did you hire?
My own work. Those were contracts for my own workers. I was just. I don't know why I drafted them up. It was just for my employees in the basement. My workers.
Alright,
They have copies
knock
of
him
the
upside the head, drag him back to town, let's go!
And Kenna, while you're tying up the people in the basement, one of them does have a contract on them.
I'm gonna pull it out, open it up, read it.
Now I gotta find you on Discord to send this to you.
Ooh, I get a secret message?
You get a handout.
Secret message.
Secret message.
Secret message.
Through the Discord.
The contract is dated 67 AT, so it was written last year. So this plan was
Okay.
at least a year in the making.
Oh my god.
It's like wrinkled and tan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like folded it 6 times.
There are creases on it.
I love this.
Yo, these guys got paid 100 gold each.
He was gonna pay us off 100 gold for all of us to cover up.
Man,
No,
send
no,
him to
no.
send him to Bonkhorny jail.
So, where are you taking me? I assume the capital, yes?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to mention. By the way, before we leave, the corpse of the smushed halfling is still there, right?
Oh yeah.
Ven has been spending basically this entire time knelt over the body, going through very extensive and practiced funeral or last rites.
Okay.
For like smashed rights.
Yeah, basically.
As Kenna's tying these guys up, they're gonna just look over at Ven and be like, "You know they were criminals, right?"
Yes, but all of the dead deserve our respect.
Yeah, I guess. Sound like one of my mentors.
They were
We don't know,
criminals.
and we don't know this person's circumstances that led them to this place.
Uh,
They could have been at a great need for money, and this man took advantage of them.
So for this conversation, it'd be Ven and Kenna only in the basement because everybody else is upstairs
Yeah.
with
Mhm.
Morgo.
I guess when you put it like that. He's lucky to be getting any kind of funeral at all. Most people can't afford such luxuries in this day and age.
Yes, you are absolutely right about that, and it is terrible that that's the case.
I could give you alcohol, free alcohol, if you let me go. And he's talking to Quoin, Druck, and Dax, who are still up there
Yeah.
with him. Free
Yeah.
alcohol?
With poison.
No. I didn't poison my own batch.
where?
You have to agree to let me go first. I'll
No,
tell you
that
Druck's gonna start looking for alcohol.
I mean, there's a bunch of barrels everywhere, but
Yeah, he's just taking them,
all right,
putting them on the cart.
those will be evidence if they get taken into the capital.
Yeah, that's fine. If they make it to the capital,
No,
right,
no.
guys?
You have to let me go first. You're robbing. Robbing is bad.
we are not
Evidence.
going to let, we are not going to let you go. You are going onto the cart and you are going to ride.
Fuck.
With-
On the
That was a Ford break
hierarchy,
to his restraints.
on the hierarchy of bad things, I'm pretty sure premeditated murder.
It
is-
wasn't premeditated murder. It was accidental murder.
So you admitted to murder.
It's
All
more
right.
like manslaughter,
So I'm going to
negligence, gross negligence.
I want you to say ah for me, and
Why? And as you said,
I want to apply a gag to you
no,
because I feel like your words are becoming poison
no.
to everyone, and you keep trying to give us money and booze to try and free you, and I don't think that we need any sort of temptation, and also I need you to save your speaking voice for when you tell everyone the truth.
I'm not scared of you.
I didn't say you were scared of me. I'm talking very nicely to you. I'm the good cop. They're the bad cop. Do you see
all
how
cops are
big
bad.
I mean, well, if the political climate is any indication of what we should be saying, well, I suppose you're right. But we're technically talking about a psychological imperative where I sort of give you options that are more kind than a fist in your face.
Oh,
That
man.
is-
This guy
that was-
sucks.
So you're. Dax is gonna pick him up by his shoulders.
Okay.
I'm just like, I understand you're not scared of him, but I do know you might be a little intimidated by me.
No.
Shake him. Shake
Coin,
him.
Don't
can you
waste
turn
your
around for a
energy.
second?
This is bordering on torture, just so you know.
Yeah.
Coin, can you turn around for just a
This is
second?
bordering on torture. And that is me putting a hand down, just so
Okay.
you guys know.
Can I knock him out?
Sure. Make an attack roll with advantage because he's restrained. Okay. He has 1 hit point. You should have-
Yeah, that 20. All right, Coin, I saved your gag. He'll be quiet for a little while. Just slinging him over her shoulder.
For 3 hours.
Cool.
Yes, let's start moving everything back to the cart so that we can get going. We have we're burning daylight.
I'll go down to the cellar and see how everyone's doing down
When
there.
you're taking the roads, so it's going to be much longer than it was before.
Yeah.
Right. But you have a mount, so whatever.
Yeah, we have a cart. Does that mean we can travel longer than 8 hours a day?
Yes.
I am
Cool.
speed.
I'm gonna cast Goodberry and feed one,
Oh no, because
two.
animals get exhausted too. There's,
Mm.
Okay.
there's rules about mounted travel. I had to go over this in the previous game too.
I'm gonna cast Goodberry while still in the basement and feed it to the 2 other halflings so they can at least walk.
Okay.
And we don't have to carry them out.
Okay.
But they're at 1 hit point each.
Okay. And they're tied up too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tied and gagged.
And what about this mushroom thing? The myconid?
We put a blanket over it.
I mean, yeah, if you can carry them out. I mean,
Tie
we
it
could
up,
get
throw 'em in the blanket.
Druck or Dex to carry it out. I don't know what you want to do with it.
This is sorry. Hello, we're going out to a cart, everyone down here.
Oh, sick.
But do you guys? What do you think for evidence? Do you think we need to bring the mic?
Mm,
If we keep it tied up, perhaps the temple or someone could figure out how to restore it back to former life.
You know what? Give me a medicine or a nature check then.
Guidance.
Medicine it is. Guidance it is.
Guidance is the best cantrip, guys.
17.
17. I'm going to give you some fast and fun knowledge
Okay.
Sick.
regarding myconids, and especially the animating spores of a myconid sovereign.
Hmm.
One corpse of a humanoid or large or smaller beast rises as... Wait, that's not how myconids are made. Sorry, that's spore servants. Myconids are a creature that cannot be... They're a creature, so it's a new creature entirely.
Mm.
So it would be a very high level magic to put somebody back to normal.
Well, it's a creature nonetheless, and it didn't because it just happened, right? It didn't like.
Yeah, it just turned into a myconid against its will.
Yeah,
Basically.
But would it be ethical to bring this thing back to the city and have people, experiment on it?
Well, I'm not saying they experiment on them. They're well known. They're established creatures in the world. We know of them. No experimentation would be necessary. A home could be found for it. Well, otherwise we're just leaving it to the whims of society.
It was chained up for a reason. Like, it's clearly violent inherently.
Well, it was chained up by the people who were. It was violent. Look, all I'm saying is, it was born in a place where people didn't want it, and then chained up because they were afraid of it. I can imagine why it would be violent.
But do you think putting it in the city would be any better?
Well, I mean, it's also there's the whole fact that it's evidence and proof about what they could do, and perhaps if we don't know, we don't know what happened with the other oh, wow, this accent has gone.
It's great.
I'm still trying to get my fucking mouth around it.
I feel that.
There we don't know what the fuck is happening with the royal family that died. So
Right?
I'm gonna give up on it's almost midnight. We don't know what happened to the family that died, and this could help cure them or could help diagnose them.
Yeah, I guess.
But if nothing else, then they've all got friends who are similar. and then they won't be lonely and affected by the disease anymore. I'm still running with this theory.
You believe whatever you want, Quoin. Let's get these guys out of here. Apparently there's a cart. Let's just wrap the other one in a blanket and tie him up, and let's get out of here.
All right. So you guys are heading to the stables.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go to the stables. There is exactly one cart left, and one animal kind of grazing. It is a big, reddish-colored ox.
I'm gonna ritually cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey.
you got a name?
No.
Your name's Benjamin now.
How do you know I'm a male ox?
Can I tell if he's a male ox?
It is not a male ox.
It's a... Okay. Benicia. Your name's Benicia now.
Sure.
Cool. Hey, Benicia, you want to go to the city?
What's a city?
It's a big place with a lot of other animals that are coming in to trade stuff. Cool, awesome. Let's go get you hitched up.
Okay. You also have an ox now as one of your wild shape options.
Sick. I think I already did, but let me double check. I did. But I can't wild shape anymore today.
Nope. So you guys start getting the wagon all set up. Who is steering the wagon? Before you just actually, I don't need to know that. I do need to know that for next week. Who's going to be steering the wagon?
You
can fit two people at the front of the wagon, and everybody else can kind of fit in the back.
If Kenna is going to be up there, Dax would probably be up, or sorry, Druck would probably be up there to assist.
The question is, who has proficiency in land vehicles, if anyone does?
I don't, but I have
Or who has
animal handling.
Who has animal handling would be the best person
I'm proficient.
to steer. Okay.
I'm proficient with animal handling.
So it'll be Kenna and Druck at the front, everybody else in the back. Is the mic in the back too, covered in a blanket?
Mm-hmm.
You can easily find. You can use tablecloths from the table.
Druck is also proficient in animal handling.
Okay.
Sick.
So you'll clamber into the wagon and set out on the long road from Canlaith to Anundial City, which takes 190 miles on the road. So that's a week. So we'll be passing through some other settlements before you get to Anundial City. So it's gonna be a lot of fun as we do our first road trip of the campaign. So
Oh my God. And we have to feed these guys as we're going.
it's a week. Yep.
How many people are there total? It's the 5 of us.
Three of these halflings workers, Morgo, and the Myconid.
Okay,
And if the
we can
Myconid
feed them
is
good
exposed-
berries.
If the Myconid is exposed to 1 hour of sunlight, it dies.
Okay.
And then there's the ox.
We can feed them good berries.
I love that.
What's up, Caleb?
Eat your damn good berry. You know it's good for you.
What's up, Caleb?
Just for clarification, I thought it was just the 2 in the basement, and then we
Oh,
killed.
right, one's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
that's right.
9,
and then
10 creatures, including the ox.
Yes.
Cool.
It's a decent amount.
I
But
can make 10 good berries a day.
A week with all these people on the road.
Yeah.
And you got the chest in
Shut
the back,
up.
so you got all your evidence in the back, which means this is the best way to go. Who wants to go back through that tunnel for 2 days with all these people? So that's where we're going to end the session for because you guys roll out of the meadery. You still have to pass through the settlement of Canlaith, but that's what we'll pick up next week. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. My pulled rib went away, so that's fun.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
Weird. Good
The
night.
body is weird.
It is weird. So good night, everybody. We'll be back here tomorrow night with Rime of the Frost Maiden. So tune in.
Woo.
Good night, everybody.